We're live. No countdown.
I know. I don't know what is going on.
We've been live for a while, haven't we?
Hi, and welcome back to Celebrity with Me. So today I have Johnny, Sean, and Reese with me, and we're going to be doing a recap of Life After Lockup. So I was thinking, but maybe I remembered wrong. I thought this week was the season finale.
I thought so too.
I
But
was
it
hoping
wasn't.
so.
One more.
One more, okay, and then we'll have the season finale. Alrighty, so this episode, there was a lot going on in this episode, I feel like. So the episode starts off with Puppy and Amber. All right. So Amber, she goes over. She says Puppy is not answering her call. She hasn't been able to get in contact with her. So she drives over to Puppy's house. She sees Puppy's car is not there. So she drives around the neighborhood to see if maybe Puppy parked around the corner or whatever, to be safe in case the police or, the PO showed up to arrest her. She drives around. She doesn't see Puppy. So she goes back to the house and she decides she's going to knock on the door just in case Puppy's in there. So she knocks on the door. Puppy doesn't answer. Neither does Puppy's boyfriend. And so Amber just takes a seat on the porch and starts, smoking out there. And so Puppy, she drives up. She sees Amber outside, and she basically says, not to Amber's face that, how dare Amber be so kind of aggressive and calling her and stuff like that. And so Amber says to Puppy, hey, I've been calling you. And Puppy says that she just hasn't been paying attention. That's why she's been missing the calls. But it's funny because Puppy has her phone in her hand. So how much ignoring, how much have you not been paying attention to a phone in your hand? All right. Okay. So Puppy and Amber go inside the house, and of course, Amber brings up the whole conversation of Puppy turning herself in, and she convinces Puppy to reach out to. Well, no, Amber tells Puppy she will call Puppy's probation officer for her. So she calls, and they get a voice recording where the PO is saying, you could text me to contact me. So she convinces Puppy to go ahead and text the PO officer. So Puppy does it. And then the PO responds and tells her that, she talked to her superior, and the best thing for for Puppy to do is to just turn herself in and handle the situation. So Amber, lets her know she'll drive her to go turn herself in. So they do get in the car and they're headed to go turn Puppy in. And as they get close to the jail, Puppy changes her mind. She starts thinking about stuff. She starts remembering, they start showing clips and making it look like this is what she's remembering. She's remembering past conversations with her mom before, with her mom being sick. And, she's decided she doesn't want to turn herself in anymore. So she starts telling Amber this, and she starts telling Amber, pull over, let's switch. I want to drive. And the last scene we see of them, they do switch drivers. So Puppy is now driving Amber's car. And we also saw that Puppy was disconnecting the cameras and stuff and unmiking herself. And that's the last thing that we saw them. So what did y'all think of Puppy and Amber this week?
I thought it's hard to tell how many, because she said it was a couple of days that she had seen Puppy since the wedding thing, right? So
I don't know.
It's just that time between, how long had it really been for her to be acting like that? But I get it. Puppy needs to turn herself in, and then I understand why Puppy's scared. I mean, I don't know about being scared because of Eric necessarily, because if he love her, he's gonna wait. But
Yeah.
I understand about the mom, because the mom is getting sicker and she doesn't want to lose her mom and she's stuck in jail. Because I don't know if they always let them out either for stuff like that. But I just feel like it was a bit. I don't know. Like when she saw she needed to turn herself in, I was kind of happy because she's just gonna do it, and she was like, if Eric comes, obviously he's not gonna let her turn herself in. So I actually was happy she was just gonna do it because I'm like, get it over with. The longer she wait, the worse it's gonna be. And then when she was like, no, stop, pull over. Like I said, I get it, but I'm like, dude. And then she's like, where we going? She was like, somewhere, don't worry about it. I'm like, why this girl just flipping out and going crazy like that? Because I just didn't like that part. If she was like, just take me home or something, I don't know. Because she was all like, take the camera off and, you know. So I'm like, I don't know. That part got a little confusing for me because I'm like, where y'all going? What is it you got to take the camera off and say that you can't say that you ain't already, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
What's
she's already incriminated herself because she's
Yeah,
been a fugitive pretty much this entire season.
yeah, yeah.
So
And so if you already, you know what I'm saying? Like, what more could you have to hide and where y'all going? Like, I don't know. I almost feel like if I was Amber, I'd be a little nervous. Like, you trying to go kill me so I don't turn you in? All right. Like, what you better do? Where we going? Like, you better tell me something. I'm not just gonna get out and let you drive. Like, nah, I'll drive you to where you want to go, but you're not just gonna take over my vehicle and then freaking, you know what I'm saying? Like, take me somewhere I don't know where we going, and then you supposed to be turning yourself in. Now I got a fugitive driving my car. Like, I don't know. I was like, that whole scene got a little bit out of hand, in my opinion. Like I said again, I understand why Puppy is scared and running, but it's just like, come on now, you're doing too much. Like, it just looks bad because they're gonna see all this. So I don't know, because I mean, obviously that was the extent of it. Like when she was just waiting, I thought Eric was probably gonna get out the car too, but when it was just Puppy, I was like, well, I guess that's a good thing because I don't know how Eric would have felt about her just chilling at the house like that. That is his house. So, but yeah, that was my opinion. I don't know if somebody else saw something I didn't see. Maybe y'all can help me understand that whole ending. That was crazy.
yeah, they do. Yeah, it was a bit crazy and confusing to me. Okay, so Sean, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I might have to go back inside.
Look, the mosquitoes, everything. Like you tasty, man. You tasty.
Uh-huh.
Now
Yeah,
you
'cause
gotta light a citronella candle.
maybe, huh? The the her, because the way Puppy, no, Amber kept on calling Puppy, and you're right. How much can you ignore a person call when you got it in
She
your
was
hand?
blocked.
Um, and so I can get why Amber feel like Puppy is uh talking Amber. No, Puppy feels like Amber is stalking her and
Mhm.
was
Yeah, she did say that too.
yeah. But if I can see Amber, because Amber cares about Puppy and Amber
Yeah.
knows how Puppy is, and that Puppy's a runner, and Puppy is not going to go take care of the responsibility. She's going to keep on pushing it off and off
Mhm.
and off until it's too late, and
Yeah.
and then she's stepping in as a good friend to help her out. And I do kind of agree that if Eric cared as much as he say he does, then he should be helping Amber get Puppy to
Yeah.
handle her business instead of just trying to say, "Well, you run, I run with you." That's a good thing to say, but also on the other side, be like, "Well, we don't have to run." Yeah, I think we should go turn yourself in, and I'll be here um,
Mhm.
as long as I can. Because yeah, temptation, like he said last week, temptation is always out there. But if you want to be with a person, no matter what the temptation is, then you go to be with that person. So
Exactly.
yeah.
I definitely agree with you, Sean. I said, but I feel like it is nice for her to know that he is a ride or die for guy for her. If
Mhm.
she wants to run, he's going to be there. But I would like to see him, like you said. But go ahead and turn yourself in. I will be here when you get out. Don't
Yeah.
hmm
worry.
Yeah, because he can ride and die that way. I'll be
Right.
waiting. You know,
Mhm.
Exactly.
be waiting safely instead of we be out there on the run. And if
Yeah.
anything happen, because they can be at the traffic stop and the tail lights out, and the cop be like,
Right.
"I just want to give you a warning," and then they run her stuff and bam. So yeah, it'd be best that she take care of it. So I was a little disappointed, but
Mhm.
I understand she got scared and she went on running. But Puppy should have, no, not Puppy. Amber should have said, "No, I'm not letting you drive my vehicle."
Yeah.
Because kind of you incriminating yourself as well
Mhm.
because you're driving the fugitive away. And then also, wouldn't that violate her probation because she's going somewhere where she don't even know where she's going? So she might be taking her somewhere that will violate her probation. So I'd have been like,
Yeah.
nah, sis, love you, but we can't do that.
Yeah. And then something else I was thinking about Amber hanging out with Puppy all of
Yeah.
these times. She's been putting herself in danger because, as
Yeah.
far as I know, when you're on parole, you're not supposed to be hanging out with other like parolees or criminals. I
Um,
thought, but I could be wrong.
but right now she's pretty much a fugitive, so she probably
Yeah,
really
she's a
shouldn't be
fugitive
around
now.
them.
Yeah, because now she can't say she didn't even know she had a warrant because she talked to them people.
Right,
Yeah.
So, totally.
right. And then too, she said that when she called the parole officer, and the parole officer called back and was
Hmm.
like, "Well, yeah, I talked to the managers, and this is the best thing to do. Just come in, turn yourself in." I would have probably reached out a little bit more on the phone and said, "Well, let me speak to the manager myself, and then I
Hmm.
can plead my case to the manager and
Hmm.
see what the manager might have a still tell
Yeah,
me to turn myself in, but
yeah,
they'll know heads up."
yeah. Now, I don't
Right.
mean to cut you off. I don't know if you guys noticed this, but I noticed like on the text messaging,
There was
there were
more.
a couple other text messages too. It looked
Yeah.
like that Puppy had sent, but she didn't read those out. So I'm wondering what did she say? Maybe she didn't say enough on those text messages. But I agree with you, Sean. I probably would have been like, okay, you know what? This is enough of this text messaging. Let me call
Mhm.
and speak to somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So that's all I got.
All right, Johnny. So what were your thoughts on Puppy and Amber?
Yeah, she's just letting her fear rule her life right now, and
Hmm.
she's making it worse for herself. So I would
Mm-hmm.
just say turn yourself in.
Absolutely. Okay, so our next couple was Sean and Sarah. So we didn't get very much of them this weekend. I mean, this week. And so we see them. They're in the park with Sean and Sarah, her daughter, and Sarah's mom. Okay. So Sarah decides to confide in her mom that she is pregnant. She's saying that she just found out. You know, they show us some clips of her finding out. And so you tell her mom says she's happy that she's getting a new grandchild, but she's not necessarily happy that she's pregnant. That Sarah is pregnant by Sean, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and so the last scene we see of them, Sarah is asking Sean to let's take a walk so that she can go and tell him that she's pregnant. And that's the last that we see of them all episode. All right, so guys, what did you think of Sean and Sarah this week?
I'm still confused with the timeline on when they do their confessionals because I know when she did the confessional, I figured she was pregnant and he knew. But of course, when they're going back and I don't know, it's like, is he gonna find out there at the park? Because he on the next uh, clip it shows that he proposes. So I'm just tired of the back and forth. I wish they would have. I think it should have just been an hour and a half and they end this damn thing. I swear it's getting too damn long. But anyways, I'm just confused on when they do the timeline because even if they did the timeline 2-3 months later, she still isn't showing in the confessional. But when they're at the park, her stomach is kind of poochy.
Yeah,
Like it
it's
looks
definitely
kind
both.
of like
Mhm.
she ain't just a couple weeks far along.
Right.
So it's really weird. I don't know. It's just
So
weird. Their timeline
yeah,
is weird.
I get what you're saying. My what I was trying to almost rationalize it as is maybe because we're at the end of the season, maybe that's why the confessional was taped like right there at that portion. Because I think they tape at the confessionals at the end of the season as they're kind of watching back. So maybe that's where some of it is coming from. Maybe their scene may have even been taped a little bit before this, or I don't know. That's the only thing that I could think of is that since we're at the end, somehow their confessional may have overlapped a little bit with this. I don't know. But another point I meant to bring up, she said basically that they were not trying to get pregnant and that at first they were using condoms. And then they just kind of steered away from that. So, and then she gets tearful saying that she thought that her and her daughter would have more time before, she added to their family. This is my thing. I'm sorry. Sean has 6 kids. So clearly this man is very fertile. He is overly fertile. And my thing is, if you have sex without any protection, there's a chance you could get pregnant. So in essence, you were trying to get pregnant. You may not have been saying, okay, let's make this baby tonight. But if you're having unprotected sex, this is what can happen. Why the tears? Why the waterworks? Why say some of the things that you're saying? Because to me, I'm just looking at you like, okay, so what did you think was going to happen? You're going to get some gummy worms out of all this? This man is going to impregnate you. If you sat in a hot tub with him, you would probably get pregnant by him. Like, what are you thinking? What are you saying?
It's true.
I'm sorry, because I cut you out, Johnny. I'm sorry.
Oh no, it's no worries. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't make sense. I don't know her thought process or why she thought they wouldn't get pregnant. Pull out game, that's not birth control.
Pull-out game is not an oops baby.
No, it's not an oops.
I don't know.
I thought
He
she
know
was
he was
gonna
pulling
say
out. He might not
that.
have been pulling out.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought she was gonna say that they were using condoms and something must have happened with one of them or it broke or something. But yeah, and he knew. Like, it's not always on her either. He knew
Right.
just as much. That's why if you didn't want any more kids, you probably should have kept wrapping it up or
Right.
had a freaking vasectomy.
Yeah,
Right.
So
I don't think
he's
any
just
doctor
as
will tell him, no, you can't have a vasectomy. They'll probably be rushing him back for an emergency
yeah.
vasectomy.
Yeah,
You know?
he's just as much as fault as
Oh,
she is.
absolutely. I feel like both, anytime two couples get into bed, both of them are at fault. But to sit here and try to act like something innocently happened is ludicrous to me. Like, don't have the conversation with me because I'm not going to believe you. Basically, if you get in that bed and you have unprotected sex, you clearly don't care if a baby does happen. And that's on both parts.
All right.
But don't come with this whole, oh, I had a oops baby. No, you didn't. Oh, I wanted my daughter to, have more time along with me. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. That's just my whole thing. But do I think both of them both of them laid down and made that baby. So
Oh, you finished? No,
yeah, I'm finished.
Yeah, like I think y'all pretty much said it all. Like but I'm with Johnny because it's like it does seem like she had like a little pooch at the park. Now I don't know if that was like she just naturally has a pooch, or maybe if the sweater in the confessional was covering it. I don't know, but it did seem like she was smaller in the confessional than she was at the park. But I don't know. Maybe it was covered real good or something. I don't know, but of course, the mom be kind of getting on my nerves a little bit. But yeah, y'all seen the mama had the little booty shorts on too. I was like, look at the mama out there. Like, what? They both got over their little short shorts. I'm like, look at mama. But I don't know that I mean, I guess I understand why she told the mom first, but really I think she should have told him first, because I kind of would be feeling some kind of way. Like, so you just walked your mom over, told her, and then like she should have came. I think she should have told him. Then came back and like, Mom, can we take a walk? But I mean, whatever. How she does it, but she's gonna tell him. So I mean, I guess that's a good thing. No, she didn't tell him at the end of this, did she?
No.
They just showed them walking off and stuff. But what made me mad was the way he was acting. Like, go for a walk?
Yeah.
Me? Okay, we can
That's
go for a
so
walk.
that's
I'm like,
so
what's wrong with you,
odd.
bro?
We're in a park and you want to go for a walk? Like,
Yeah. Like, I mean, if you didn't know she was gonna tell you she was pregnant, or if I don't know, either way, like him acting like that was real weird to me, and I'm like, this dude is off. But yeah, if she wasn't on some sort of birth control, he ain't fixed. He ain't using condoms. You didn't want to have a baby yet, then yeah, y'all should have been just either she could have got on the birth control, some sort of pill patch, IUD something, but she didn't. So it's like, okay, I'm like, you don't sit here and be like, wow, how did this happen? Well, you said it to the people. You said we started out using condoms and we stopped. hey, it happens, but you also got the consequences of what happened. So if you ain't fixed, he ain't fixed. Y'all ain't got no other form of protection other than just raw sex. Then that's what you get as a baby. So I'm like, her acting like how like I'm so sad. No, because like you said, they laid down and did it, and then him acting all weird. Oh, and then his father of the year, they back there playing catch, and I'm not mad at him for playing with the little girl because she don't have any siblings. It's just them. So yeah, it's good that he's playing with her. But I promise you, if his kids are seeing this, man, they probably like, who is that?
Yeah.
Like he ain't never did that with us. Maybe he has, but I just feel like he probably hasn't. He's too busy chasing prisoners. He ain't got time for no 6 kids that he got already. So.
All right. So let me actually ask a question. So I almost wonder if Sean does know and that they're like playing this scene up so that they can have a scene and it be on camera. Because it was odd when he was just like, you want to go for a walk? Like I just feel like he's doing a little bit of acting.
Maybe. Like, she probably told him when she took the test.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. All right, so Sean, what did you think?
To answer that question, yeah, I think it is acting on his part, but because they go back to the water in the face thing in the bedroom, it seemed like that was staged, so he might already know, and trying to prolong it so that they can have another episode, and because the thing about the baby, how she's saying that she wanted to spend more time with her kid. I was thinking when she said that, I was like, well, you shouldn't have moved in with the guy if you wanted to spend more time with the kid, your child. And then when he had asked you to spend that weekend with you after you was upset that he had lied about his age, you could have used that time to spend more time with your kid and just continue to talk to him and feed him, let him at a distance. I say feed him with a long spoon. Yeah, so feed him with a long spoon, your time, and then you and prioritize more the time with the child. Instead of letting him be in your ear talking about how we need to be together and all that type of stuff. And then when he had gave her that ultimatum, she could have said, well, no, you can wait on me a little bit longer because I really want to spend more time with my child. Now because now when she had this baby, because she didn't have she had the first child and did she went to prison or did she so now she's going to see what motherhood is because she's going to have the child and then she's going to have to spend time with the baby and then that's going to neglect time from the older child, so the older child can be a little upset, depends on what type of child she is, because she might appreciate having a younger sister or she might be jealous of the time you're giving to the younger sister. And the Sean, of course, he's going to be jealous of the time that you're spending with his child because that's the time that you should be spending with him because obviously that's what I'm going to say, obviously. But I think that's probably one of the reasons why him and the other baby mama, his Kelly, probably along too well because as soon as the child came, that's less time she gave to him. So he probably moved on and then come back and then, oh, you still giving them kids more time than you give me because he seems like a needy person as far as time.
Yeah. He does seem like a needy person.
So I think he's going to be a little upset that he has to share time now with the stepdaughter and with his child. Find him another prison.
Okay. So a question I have for you guys is, did y'all catch when Sarah said she doesn't want to be, another
Baby
one
mama.
of his bitter baby mamas? I wanted her to elaborate, like, why are you bringing up Kelly? It seems like now it's getting to a point where almost every other episode you're bringing up Kelly. What is going on that you feel like you got to speak on this one?
Yeah.
I was just
I'm sure by now they've already talked and stuff. And so maybe Kelly is like, you up there playing daddy and you ain't did nothing for your own kids.
Maybe.
Who knows what she said? Because I would feel the same way. Like I'm down here raising 6 kids. You up there playing daddy to a girlfriend's kid. You know what I mean? That ain't even your wife, nor is that your kid. And you playing daddy for that one, but not mine. So yeah, I would be bitter.
But that's not really bitter if you're saying something that is true. That's not being a bitter
But
baby.
But if she want to say bitter and call Kelly that, I think Kelly got all right to be angry, bitter, annoyed, whatever feeling she wants to have, because it's like you can't be that super dad for somebody that's not your child, and you're not even giving an ounce of that to your own kids. That to me makes you just a deadbeat. Great for that kid, the future step kid, because I mean she don't deserve to be treated bad because she's not his kid. But it's
Right.
like, come on now, you still need to be like involved with the other 6. And now, so because you're gonna be a dad of 8 soon, and it's like you gotta step it up, and not just for one, because now if you playing with this one, but then when your baby comes, now you got to do the same for 2. Plus, you still got 6 more. They shouldn't have got pregnant. That's what it
And
boils down.
then I also hope for Sarah's sake, if you and Sean break up, guess what? You are then going to be the bitter baby mama and deal with the same stuff that Kelly's dealing with. So
Yeah.
instead of calling her bitter baby mama, maybe you need to be watching this whole scenario and just try to hope that your scenario doesn't turn into Kelly's.
She better
So she
stop
Yeah,
it.
I never understand women like that. You go into a situation, you see the man is absentee from the kids he has, but then you expect your life to be totally different. On
Right.
top of the fact that you, for whatever reason, think that this woman is mad and jealous of you, but it's not that. It's the hurt that she sees her kids deal with, or what she goes through every day to day and can't get a break, because you ain't seen all 6 of them come and visit him out there.
Right.
You ain't seen yourself be a stepmom. So I never understand women like her. And it's always easy to call someone bitter when you're only listening to a liar.
Yeah.
Right.
A known liar, a proven liar.
Right. Somebody who has lied to you.
Yeah.
So we already know he has no problems or no qualms with that.
But I don't see wanting or even allowing myself to get pregnant by a man who doesn't even care about his kids. Like Johnny said, like you seen it before you even got in a relationship. Once he told you he had 6 kids, the fact that he lied about them, that's a red flag. Then you see how he's good with your daughter, but I would be like, how are you with your kids? Let's have your kids come down. Like, I want to meet your kids. What's up with his kids? I mean, that's 6. You just instantly become a stepmom to 6 kids, So it's like once you marry him, but I'm like, but you still marry him, have a baby with him, and all this stuff, and we don't see him interacting with his kids. Like, you got nothing to say about their mom in my eyes.
Right.
You could be
Shut your
whatever.
mouth.
Yeah, you got nothing to say about her, because to me, that's a superwoman. She's taking care of 6 kids by herself. I'm sorry, you got nothing to say about her. Nothing. You ain't even take care of your own kid. You know what I'm saying? You was in jail for most of your kids' life. So yeah, you can do better for this one, but man, like, get out of here. For her to make any comments about Kelly, man, that woman had 6 kids with a loser, but she got her 6 kids. She's taking care of her 6 kids. You know what I mean? He ain't. And then he bought a 2-bedroom house. Like, where your kids supposed to sleep when they visit? Like, I still ain't figured that out.
Because he don't plan for them to visit.
Yeah.
That's the craziest thing. And even as a woman who knows this man has 6 kids, you should have also stepped up and said, hey, we need to get a bigger place because your kids need to come over here. But you ain't heard her say shit about those kids coming over there.
But I bet you they'll get a bigger space for the new baby to have its own room.
Yeah, like, just that whole thing that's crazy.
Because he, at the minimum, needs like a 4 to 5 bedroom house. Like, because some of them, you can put some of them together. But to me, to even seem like you're making an effort, you're going to have some space for everybody. They should be they should have a space to come visit. Whether you got to put up air mattresses, or you got like bunk beds, or you got double beds in the room, whatever the case may be. But pull out couches, whatever you got. But there should be a place for them to come.
For them to be able to stay.
Right. I could at least understood if he had a 3-bedroom and we saw a closet full of air mattresses, like you said. I could see that. But it's like you are not making that home friendly for your own children, but you're making it friendly for hers.
Yep. And that's a scary thing.
So he's buying a home. I thought he was renting. Is he renting?
Whatever he doing, renting.
Yeah, because if he's
either
renting,
way, he still should rent to a bigger place.
Yeah, I'm just saying if he's renting now, he can get out that lease and do that. But
Yeah,
if
but
he
you know he
Yeah.
ain't going to. He ain't going to. They're gonna be like, we'll save up till the baby comes and then we'll move. But in the meantime, in them 9 months, where your kids if they want to visit? Like if one of them says, "Mom, I don't want to live with you. I'm gonna live with my dad," and the mom says, "Go," that kid should have a way to get, a place to stay. But I'm sure they
Right.
feel
He
like
should at
ridiculous.
least minimum have a 3 because
Yeah,
you could easily put 2 bunk beds in there and a sofa sleeper.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, and you
Or
got like
even
you said,
because
air
I know
mattresses.
he's got some little girls in the mix, so some of the little girls could have bunked up with Sarah's little girl.
Yeah.
Right.
So you know, it's
But if
just
you
coming up
get
real
her like
short.
the loft bed that's up and then it's empty underneath, ain't it?
Yeah. So there's room under there to put an air mattress or something. I would be pretty upset if you put my kid on the floor while your step
Right.
kid is sleeping in the
I
And
know,
on
got the
a
little
high
loft bed
rise
on the top.
bed.
Yeah, you're right. I'll be better about that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But
Well, she has to be on top because she's stepping on them. Come on.
Not-
See
She's
the
a
step.
step kid.
Yeah.
That's what a step kid is. I thought y'all knew
Oh,
that.
they gonna take it literally, step
Yeah.
kid.
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
Too funny.
absolutely. Heck, I could understand her being a bitter baby mama if she knew that they're living in a 2 bedroom place. And it's like, well, what about my kids? You're not even okay.
Hmm.
I probably do.
Yeah. Because literally, that don't sound like you plan on seeing, our kids. But
What was that movie where she just went ahead, brought all the kids, and left them at the doorstep? And then
You
she
talking about
dipped.
what's love got to do with it?
Oh, yeah. That's what they need to do. They need to do a Tina moment.
Yeah. Oh, I'm the bitter baby mama.
I'm the
Okay,
bitter
there
baby
you
mama.
go.
Got
Here
you.
you go, Ike Sean.
no,
Sean
no,
Ike, here you go. Go
Yeah.
on with your daddy.
look, Sean
Sean
gonna be
Jr.
like, Sean gonna be like, what am I
There
supposed to
you
do with
go.
6 kids?
Y'all
What am I
go
supposed
right
to
on
do
in
with
there.
6
Yeah.
kids?
What am I supposed to do with an extra 6 kids?
Exactly. Live your best life.
Look, she
Yeah.
gonna be holding out. She gonna have all the 6 kids while they crying. It's okay. I got y'all.
Yeah. Yeah. The way Tina was like, come on, let's go get some cookies or something. She told little
You want
Ike,
some
remember?
toys?
Yeah, toys. That's what it was.
That's exactly what she should do. I'm gonna let you handle this for about a month or 2.
Yep. And she should do it in the season premiere so we know she saw what was said.
She do it like
I
I
want to see
seen.
her in grandma's truck whip up in that
I
yard.
know, right?
Look, have y'all ever seen those TikToks where it's like dun 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 dun, dun and it's like run, and then
Yeah.
the person does something. It was one with the woman like dropped the kids, they had suitcases, and then it was like run, and then she raided over and ran to her car and drove. I like, boy, she had to hit him with a TikTok, but do it in real life.
That's exactly what she should do too.
I'm
All
like,
right. Well,
he deserves it, man. You get these kids for the summer or something.
yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
y'all started summer vacation?
I'm telling you, they had the shortest scene, but I had so much to say about them because
Yeah.
they irked me. They irked me. And then I was mad. I'm like, how long are y'all going to draw out this storyline? Okay, at this point, we know she's pregnant. She got to tell him. He's going to propose. Okay, just show that in this episode.
Yeah, they
Show
could have
it.
finished them,
Yeah.
and then we
Yeah.
wouldn't have to deal with them next week.
I
Right.
mean, so my thing, at least tell the baby part. At least. If you
Mhm.
want to leave with a cliffhanger, like tell the baby part, give his response, and then we cut off. And if y'all want to do the proposal thing, whatever, have a little short scene, whatever. But yeah, I'm like, we're gonna drag out something that we know y'all know. Now she might not know about the proposal, but
Yeah.
we're just dragging it out. They shoot, even all of them was dragging stuff out actually to get
Mhm.
to a finale. I'm like, yeah, y'all could have combined this. Yeah, just made it an hour and a half, 2 hours, and called it a day.
And call it a
Correct.
day. Because I was sitting there like, I thought this was the season finale. It sure doesn't seem like it's finalizing anything.
Right.
Too much open.
Right. And then especially with them having a new show starting the whole love during lockup, what you want to do is keep your current fan base happy. Like, I'm a fan right now. Keep me happy. Don't make me say, oh, I'm done with all of it now. You know,
Mhm.
that's just the way that I felt. I felt a little played.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, so the next
Me and
couple
Bob.
weeks,
Y'all just need to get it together and quit being bitter fans. That's all y'all are. Just
Oh,
Mhm.
not a bit.
Bitter fans.
y'all are bitter fans, so y'all need to get it together now.
Okay, so you're happy with all these cliffhangers?
No.
Okay,
Okay, bitter fan, join the club.
yes.
No, I'm not bitter like you all. I'm not bitter like you all.
Oh, so
I'm
you
in
you
denial.
happy? You're happy
I'm in
about the
denial.
cliffhanger.
I'm in denial.
You don't think they could have
Uh,
just put it all and went ahead and ended it today
I'm
or
in denial.
yesterday?
I said I'm a denial fan. No,
Mm.
stretch it out as long as you can.
You know what? He wants it to continue to stretch out because he wants to see Stan make an appearance. That's what it's all about.
That's right.
Stan is
Apparently,
done.
Stan will be
Oh
back
no,
on
he's
next
coming.
week.
He's coming back next
Yeah.
week. He shall be back. So matter of fact,
Somebody
they should
showed
have
up
got
at his
rid of
house.
him. That's what
Really?
they should do.
Yeah, you didn't see
I
that
didn't.
little preview for next week?
Not
I
with
must have
Stan.
missed that part.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Stan opened the door and was like,
Dan,
"Hey,
the
you," or
original
something like that.
man, is coming back.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So I
So are you
do.
gonna pull out your jacket for next week? Your Stan
No, I'm
jacket?
not. I gotta wait and see why. Because no, I gotta see first. I don't trust they editing and all that stuff. That could have been something from 2 years ago. So nope. Until
Okay.
I see it. So yes, I agree. They should have gotten rid of Sean and O'Gara this episode. That way they can have more room for Stan the next week. Yeah,
Okay.
that's all I'm saying.
Alrighty. Well, finally we have some lengthy clips of John and Chris. Because usually they're the Sean and Sarah of each episode. We see them for one or two scenes if we're lucky. All right, so we see John and Chris are at a park, and so John is saying that he's waiting for his sister to arrive. He says he hasn't seen his sister since she was 8 years old. We don't know how old John was when this all happened. And so, he confides that his dad used to sell meth and that his house got raided and the state took his sister away. Or I think it was two sisters.
Yeah.
Was it two sisters he said? Okay. And took them away and he hasn't seen her since. And so, they meet up and she brings her kids, her boyfriend, and her mom. Right? Okay. And so John's sister is, they're having a conversation outside in the park under this pavilion, and she confides in John that their dad showed her meth and showed her how to use it and how to use, what did she call it? Some kind of bowl. I'm not familiar with how meth works or whatever. But
I guess you do it different ways.
Okay. So her dad showed her, basically how to do it. So she has been clean for 20 years, which, I mean, that's phenomenal. I'm glad that she is clean. And, she has a family now. And so John, okay. So let me ask you guys, I don't know, have they ever shown us John's dad? Do you guys ever remember seeing him?
Mm-mm.
I don't remember him.
Not outside of those pictures they showed.
Okay.
And she hasn't been clean for 20 years because her daughter is what helped her get clean.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So
Christiana's been clean for 20 months. That's what I'm thinking about.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for clearing that up, Johnny. But okay, so this is where I'm going with that question, right? So we see the sister's mom. I hope I'm not saying anything wrong when I say this. Her mom appears to be white. So I'm trying to figure out, where is the Indian coming from in the family that John. But the dad, from the pictures, I get it that he could just be a really light-skinned Indian, but he didn't.
Yeah, because that friend that comes over looks like a white guy to me.
He does.
I get totally confused when I see them do these practices because I'm like, are they the type of people who think they have less than 1% of Indian in them and they practice Indian beliefs or Native American beliefs? Because I don't see it. I just don't see it.
I don't see it either.
And I mean, if you really pay attention to Native Americans, they're not always so keen on the white man.
Yeah, the appropriation of their culture.
Yeah, so
I,
I
yeah,
really don't understand it. I get confused every time I see it. And that picture they showed, that was a straight up old white man. There was nothing about him that looked native.
yeah, absolutely. So that was something that was going through my mind. And like I said, I'm not trying to anybody, but I am curious. I'm just curious, you know. And like you said,
Mhm.
maybe it's just a certain percentage of Indian that they have in them or something. But hey, if that's the case, if somebody knows and they want to let me know or educate me, I'm all down for it because I just want to kind of understand,
Yeah, I don't get it
you
either.
know. Um, all right, so John, he ends up doing a native ceremony, a native name naming ceremony for his sister's children. And so I forget what tribe John and his family is from, but it's whatever their tribe is, that's the naming ceremony for these kids. Okay. And we see, because they stayed out at this park for a long time, it actually became dark. And we see Christiana during the naming ceremony, she's sitting away from the rest of them. She's like over there with a watermelon. I'm like, why does she have that watermelon over there? But whatever. I guess they were eating watermelon earlier. And so she's sitting off to the side, and I was like, uh-oh, is she kind of going over things in her mind about her family and her not seeing her sister right now? All right, so the next scene that we see, John comes home from work and he finds that Christiana is gone. And the thing that immediately started bothering me, well, actually, let me say this. So we see John moving around the house, and it looked like he was cleaning up to me. And I'm thinking, if your wife gone and you don't know where she is, why are you cleaning up this junky house now? Then I realized he wasn't cleaning up; he was packing up Christiana's things. So then I started feeling some type of way. I'm like, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. You don't know that your wife truly has left you. And why are you packing up her things? And like, it's just over, basically. Like, that's your wife. You need to find out if she relapsed. Are you done with her completely? Because that's not the vibe and the things you've been saying that, oh, if she relapses, she knows we're done. It just kind of bothered me to see that. And so his friend comes over. Um, they burn some sage and he kind of tries to talk to John, talk some sense to John, and is like, you got married to her, y'all are tied by the hands together. So, we don't know what is going on. We don't know where she is, so you don't really want to just throw everything away right now because you're mad or you're hurt, which totally makes sense. And it just bothers me that John didn't think that way. It was automatically, let me get rid of her stuff, because he also threw those same bags out into the yard. So I don't know. And so also John found a wine glass. And so he starts saying, well, Christiana knows she's not supposed to be drinking, while she's on probation. But my thought process is, it's just not him and Christiana are not the only people that live in that house. And then I don't know if y'all remember seeing on a previous episode, John has a lock on his refrigerator. So if you had to have a lock on the refrigerator, clearly there's people in there who are doing things with your food or taking your food or whatever. So why is it automatically assumed that the wine glass was Christiana's?
Who else
But
lived with them?
he has some kids that live with him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then there's no telling. I know, like, at one point, Christiana's family was there. So I kind of get it that he's the type of person who's willing to just take people in. That's what I kind of get. And then I know they have a ton of animals in there. They're almost as bad as Courtney in all hers. Um, and then, so John shows us his ring video, and we see Christiana leaving. Now, I will say, when I saw on the ring video, Christiana had her book bag and she had her, her insulated cup or whatever. So I was like, okay, wherever she was going, she's prepared to be out, I guess, for a little bit. But I'm like, but even if she's going to look for her sister, Tara, she might prepare to be gone for a little bit. And that's kind of the vibe that I'm kind of getting. I don't know necessarily that she just left John or that she's out there shooting up. I would not be surprised to find that she's with out looking for her sister or she's with her sister. And I think that's part of what was driving John's anger, because he probably knows or feels like if Christiana ever finds out that he was the one who told Tara not to come to the wedding, that she might cut him off.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. And so, what did you guys think of John and Christiana this week? Any thoughts on them?
Yeah, I was just waiting to see who was gonna go first. So I thought he was being a bit extra when he walked in. I was like, I think he's worried, and I feel like I don't think I would have been packing her stuff up. I probably have been, if I think I know where she at, I probably would have went to wherever I think she's at. But I don't know. I mean, it came off kind of controlling though, because it was like she tells me she's going to bed, then she goes to bed, and then I didn't get a text saying she went to bed, and then the ring then goes off, and she's leaving, and he's like, she left, and the wine glass and throwing the glass and stuff. I'm like, you're being a bit dramatic. Like, if anything, what if she just went to go work out or something, or what if she just went and she's missing or something? Like,
Yeah.
before we sit here and say something negative like she's shooting up, because she could be, but before we just go to that route, give her a little bit of credit that maybe she did just go find her, because she just seen you living, you know what I'm saying, your sister and the happiness. Her mom is sick, she want her sister around, and
Yeah.
like the guy told him, he said, you know, lying is gonna come back and get you. Like, you should have been honest with her and told her that you told the sister not to come, because that in turn made the sister cut everybody off and possibly out there relapse to herself. So that's why I'm like, you and then if Christiana finds that out, she may relapse, because it's like, so this whole time I'm going through this, my mom is dying, now I'm finding out my husband lied to me on my wedding day. Well, re-wedding, because they've been married, but you know, like before the wedding, and you know, I'm like, so that, like, I feel bad for Christiana in this one. I don't know who was drinking the wine. I'm curious, was it her? But you know, who knows? And it seemed like it would just make more sense for him to be all angry if she had left that night when she said, I'm going to bed, and then she left. Seemed like that would make more sense, but then he sees her leave the next day. So you know she went to bed. She just didn't text you. And then she left the next day and we don't know where she went. But the other thing, I'm like, it seemed almost like, because you know the dude said y'all got married on the whatever, so I guess the Indian thing too. He's like, y'all bonded for life, and I'm like, that's kind of scary, because like I don't know, that's that old, like they say, those soul ties, and you know that's just kind of scary to me, because it's almost like you did some ritual and now you can't undo that. Like, y'all stuck no matter what. But I do think that he needs to stick it out and at least see what happened to his wife before he throws her stuff out. And because I mean, like, once she found out you lied, then come back and see her stuff is packed. I'm like, you looking for a fight or a divorce, and she probably gonna fight you then divorce you, because she look like she'll beat him up. But
I think she could take him.
oh, yeah, she look like she could take him. And then oh, when they were doing the Indian ritual thing at the park, so I think I must not have realized that he was Indian. Well, let me not do that. I must not have realized he was Indian. And then when he did the ritual, I was like, oh, okay. And like, you know, that little one, the little one with the blonde hair, I'm like, that one was probably what, like 2 years old, maybe. And then, like, you know, he was like, the name is sacred and it's your personal thing to keep to yourself. So when he whispered the baby's name, I'm like, look now, if you know those long Indian names, I'm like, that little 2-year-old or whatever, you know, or 3-year-old, however old he was, or he, she, I don't know what it is, but that little baby is not gonna remember that name. I know it, because I'm like, I know that name is something super long and not easy to say. And you know, the baby smiled and was all happy, but I'm like, now I hope you're gonna tell her mom or his mom what the name is, because I was like, the baby's too young to keep that secret, and then the baby's probably too young to remember that name. Like, I just thought that part was kind of weird. And then I was thinking, like, is he gonna whisper it to the newborn too? Like, your name is this, and don't tell nobody. You know, I don't really get the ritual. I guess, like, I don't understand it.
Yeah, but I mean, if there's anybody out there that does understand and wants to educate us, by all means, let us know.
Yeah, because I'm confused, because I didn't even realize he was Indian. I'm like, I must have missed something else here too. I don't know.
Yeah, he says he's Indian. Their first marriage, was supposed to be. Let me not say was supposed to be. It was
It
a
was.
ceremony,
Yeah.
in marriage ceremony. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why I said like it's kind of scary because if y'all got some sort of soul tie or binding thing, that's kind
I'm
of
not sure what that
I don't
means.
know.
I'm not sure what that means, but let me know.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's kind of to me. It just it's like okay, if y'all done did this and you taking your stuff serious, then you can't just leave her and let her fall. Because like our boy said too, like you've been going through this your entire marriage. I get it. You do get to points where you're probably tired of it, but give her the benefit of the doubt first.
Yeah, and the way that guy was talking, it's like y'all been back and forth in and out the last 2 years. I was like, wow, were they having problems that we weren't seeing, possibly?
Maybe. Maybe it just was not enough explained because like how he was super mad, and maybe there was something else in the text that he's not telling us. Because it's like when he came in that house, it's like she's not here. It was like, and I don't even think he even looked for her. He just was like, "Oh my god, was she drinking?"
Like he went straight, went straight
Yeah.
to the wine glass. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then they didn't show him throw it. I'm like, I mean, we know he did it. So
Yeah, but you know what? It almost seemed like he also fell over the coffee table too. Is
I
that what
don't
happened?
know what happened. Like it just seemed like that was a weird thing because I thought like he was gonna find her laid out like high or something. The way it looked when they kind of did the little preview of it, but then it's like it seemed like he just was going psycho just with the wine glass and that was it. So I don't know what y'all think because that whole scene was cool him seeing the sister because I was like that's awesome. Like when the sister came
Yeah.
up and they hugged and they cried, I was like man that made me feel all like warm inside. I'm like, that was
Yeah.
sweet. It was a really sweet scene. And then I loved how the daughter, what's her name? Destiny or what was the daughter's name?
I didn't catch the daughter's name.
Well, she ran
Justice.
Justice, yeah, there you go. She ran up to Christiana and just like hugged her, like, hey. And I was like, that's so sweet. I'm like, I wish Christiana would just enjoy like that moment and kind of stop stressing about her sister just for a little bit, And maybe she did. And then once it was over, maybe her heart was just broken. So she had to go find her sister. I
Okay.
understand, I guess,
Yeah. Okay. Any other thoughts on? Oh, go ahead, Shad. I'm sorry.
I guess I didn't feel sorry for her with him jumping to conclusion about what she did or what she was doing and stuff because it appears that that's what they do. They jump to conclusion about the sisters on drugs and nobody knows
No,
for
true.
sure.
Yeah, they have done that. Yeah.
So the fact that he just automatically assumed that she's uh, drinking the wine, I didn't see nothing wrong with that.
True.
The him with the glass breaking, it did kind of look like he tripped over something because I thought maybe he hurt
I'm
him.
sorry.
Yeah, and in the process of him tripping over, then the glass must have fell and it broke the glass. But he probably could have drawn it or whatever. But yeah, so I kind of thought that was funny too. Uh, the the ritual with the when he whispered the baby name into the baby's ear. I also thought maybe he was gonna do it to the newborn baby since the cameraman went over there.
Yeah. I just see him like, that,
Uh,
but he whispered the name. I'm like, man.
right. And then when the little girl had smiled, I was like, nah, he told her it was a secret. I'm pretty sure she ran straight to her mom anyways and said that my
Mhm.
uncle said my name was such and such. And, and she probably, since she was happy to have that name, I'm pretty sure she went and told everybody, even though she might not have pronounced it correctly, but I'm thinking she probably told. So hopefully, I did hope that he did tell the mom to help the mom to teach her name.
Yeah.
So, and so the him having the hissy fit because I also
Hey, Egypt. Sorry, yeah.
because I also thought that um, he was cleaning up because I was like, okay, he's cleaning up, and he already got the camera on. I was like, okay, so he's cleaning up for the camera crew because he don't want them to see a messy house or something. And then when he had picked up the white shoes, and I was like,
Yeah.
okay, what's going on with that? He put it in the bag, and then he went and threw it outside. I was like, oh wow, that's serious. So she up and left, and he's just taking everything and throwing all out. on the garage, like she done had an affair, and he's all mad and all that type of stuff, and type
Yeah.
thing. So I didn't think that was cool, and I was glad that his elder, the elder, had came over and was talking to him and did mention to him, because he said, you married to the pipe, and when y'all married to the pipe, y'all have that bond, and if you marry,
Right.
you're supposed to be able to work through these situations,
Yeah.
especially if there was no infidelity going on or no abuse. So he should be able to sit there, wait for his wife to come back, or continue to reach out and try to get in touch with her and work it out, instead of first thought, pack up everything, throw it out the window.
Right.
But, now he did say that he'd been trying to call her, and her mom was trying to call her too, and she didn't answer anybody's phone calls. So the thing, when he had mentioned the mom, so I was like, okay, now this is something here. Last week you crying off to your co-owner or co-worker about how your sister is neglecting your mom, and how your mom is sick and dying, and your sister is nowhere to be found. So your mom is still in the same situation she's in, and your mom is calling you, and you can't answer the phone. So you know better than your sister.
Right.
So I didn't think that was cool at all.
I forgot about
You
that.
know what? And I guess I missed that part. I didn't realize that her mom had been calling her too. So
Yeah.
that
I forgot
definitely
about that.
cool.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and then he had the doorbell, the ring door thing.
Mm-hmm.
He saw the video. I'm pretty sure he saw the video before he started packing the clothes, and because he had said that the producer had came and asked him, where you think she went. He said he don't know, but he kind of recognized the vehicle, so maybe he assuming that she left in someone with another man, you know. Um,
Maybe.
and that he know how that man is, and her relationship with the man was, or something. So that could be a possibility of why he was so frustrated and packed up everything and threw out. But we don't know, and he jumps to conclusion about everything. So but hopefully he listened to his friend, and his friend is able to calm him down enough to where he go outside and take those clothes and bring it back inside. And then when they do sit back and watch this here video, he'll be able to explain to her, well, this is the reason why I did it, and then they can go forward from there. So that's how I pretty much got it.
Right. So Johnny, what were your thoughts on John and Cristiano?
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, in the sense that I think it is frustrating if somebody has a pattern of abuse, not abuse, of addiction, and they start um, exhibiting those behaviors again.
Mhm.
It's frustrating. You think you're on a different path, only to find out you're not. Um, so to come home, see somebody gone, they're not responding to you. I do think he said he's called her like 45 times.
Mhm.
And that can be frustrating, on top of the fact that you're not even responding to your mom. He said he felt like he knew who she was with, and that was no good either. So I can totally understand why he was frustrated and mad. Um, I think sometimes when you're packing people's stuff and you throw it out, it's just to say you did it, but then of course you probably go back outside and put it back somewhere else. But
That's what I'm hoping he did. I'm hoping that it was a level of frustration
yeah,
instead of, oh, this is my home, so I can throw you out whenever you do something that I don't agree with. Unless
yeah,
they had conversations where if you relapse, we're not going to work out. But I think in theory, that's your wife. I shouldn't say in theory, because according to your marriage vows, that is your wife, so you should be willing to work with her. Now, I'm not saying 20 years down the line, there's drug abuse for 20 years, but I just felt like a little bit there. That was my thought process on him throwing the stuff out. Um, I'm just hoping it was a frustrating moment and he went and grabbed the stuff and brought it back in.
yeah. I'm sure he did. I just I feel for him in his situation in dealing with people with addiction. It's just not an easy thing.
Mhm.
Right.
So
What
Yeah.
y'all
So
think about when he gave the names and stuff?
yeah. What about the naming
I,
ceremony?
my whole thing with that though, I think aren't you supposed to say their names out loud?
I
And
would
that's
think
why I'm
so.
like really starting to wonder more and more about are they doing like uh I don't
Appropriate.
understand that. When you watch, I know you can only go based on TV or whatever,
Uh
but
huh.
sometimes when you watch those kind of shows, they announce the name. Everyone says the name.
Hmm.
And it would be interesting to hear him announce and pronounce the Indian culture names to see
Hmm.
if he really is. And
Yeah.
I just like I'm still I was confused when I figured his friend was Indian,
Hmm.
but when you started seeing him do it, I was like, okay, is he Indian too? Like,
Hmm.
is his friend, is he only practicing this because his friend is Indian? And is that okay? Is that a religion? Like I'm so confused. I'm
Because
confused with that whole thing.
he
I'm not
probably
sure.
could have done something to did a ritual to be accepted by the tribe. That's probably a
Yeah,
possibility.
yeah, because I don't think it's not a religion. It's a tribe, almost like an African tribe. Where it's not a religion, even though they may all practice the same religion. It's not necessarily a religion, but it's part of their tribal. Um,
Right, but shouldn't everybody be in the tribe? Like you can just go ahead and create your own tribe and pass on tribal knowledge to people who aren't a part of the tribe. Is that what
no,
we're
I think
doing
you're
now?
supposed to be in the tribe. So I don't know if
So
tribe.
his sister isn't in the tribe. So how can her kids be named part of a tribal thing?
Well, that was where
Question.
my question was. Like, okay, so if the dad, I'm assuming that the dad must be Indian, maybe that's where it's coming from, and then it passed on to the sister, and that's why she wanted to do it. I hope it's not, oh, I think it's cool what my brother's doing. Let me do this with
Hmm.
my kids. So Egypt says it's their culture and their way of life.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm with Johnny, because I mean I get it, this is what they do,
Hmm.
but I'm like, why would he say the name out loud? Because honestly, like he just said, this is your name going forward, like this is your new name. So I feel like if you gave me a new name, my Indian name, like I should be able to use that or use my American name. You know what I mean? Like I shouldn't have
Yeah.
to keep my name a secret because that's not to me. It doesn't make sense to keep it a secret. So I guess I would have to understand what tribe he's in and what that means and what that because it's like this is your
Hmm.
name forever. It's only for you, but this is your name. And I'm like, well, I wouldn't want a name that's only for me, but just because I don't understand what
Yeah.
happened.
So that was another question. I wonder how long does the name stay a secret?
Like he said, that's their name forever. So it's like you got your
Yeah,
name,
so I
but you
get it
can't say
that
it.
they have the name forever, but how long is my name only supposed to stay with me? And then my thought process is if John gave her this name, what if something happens to John tomorrow? How do we know? Because this is a little girl and a baby that was there. How do we know what was their name? Because then the little girl could say, he told me my name is Princess Elsa.
Hmm.
How do we know? How would
Yeah.
anybody know? So I'm just wondering how long does the name have to stay a secret?
Well,
I
this
wonder.
is what I would do if I was the kid, just me. When I do something and get in trouble, and they be
Hmm.
like, "Well, your mom call you and say, Sean, come here." I'm like, "That ain't my name. You ain't talking to me.
I know. And she's like, well,
I
you,
ain't coming.
you call me by
Not till
my
you call me.
name.
Yeah,
She's like,
not till you
I don't know
call
your name. Well, you don't know me.
me."
Oh Lord.
I
So
can't do
yeah,
what you
that is
ask
a
me,
good
so you call me
question.
by my name.
How long do they keep the name a secret? And then what is the child gonna put on her driver's license then? Can she put a name on the driver's
She
license?
can't. It's her
Well,
secret.
well, yeah, I guess if it's a secret. But I mean, if there's just so long that it has to be a secret, I guess at some point she can legally change her name.
Mm. So yeah,
So I
that
wonder
would be
what his
nice to
name
know.
is.
That would be nice to know. Nice to figure out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna have to go back and see if he named a type of tribe because I feel like he said that's the such and such way or something.
It
I think
seemed
he
like it was
said
something with a C, like Chippewa or something like that.
it
But I
wasn't
could be
like I don't think it was like
pulling
that.
that
It
from
was something
somewhere
else
else.
I never heard of.
Hmm.
I'm gonna have to go back and look at it because I'm like very curious about this naming ceremony thing and why is the name a secret? Like I don't understand it. Like because, like I said, the baby's never gonna remember what he said because that's a baby, and then the little one might forget. Only one that wouldn't remember is the older one. And even that, if you told me my name was something I never heard of before, like I can meet somebody, um, I'd be like, "Hey, hi Johnny," and then 10 minutes later, I just met you, and I'm like, "Oh, what was your name again?" So I'm like, I forget my own new name.
Right. Well, like I said, though, I mean, even if it is their culture and everything, isn't that something that you're raised in and you're brought up in? It's not something I just get to go to a park and do.
Well, this is
Like
yeah,
that the whole thing is just weird, and I don't know. Like, I don't get it.
yeah. I totally get what you're saying, Johnny. I don't think the sister was probably not raised in the culture because you remember she was taken from the home. So she was probably in foster care, or maybe she got adopted out. So she probably wasn't raised with it. So maybe, now as an adult, now she's trying to get back into it and possibly implement it into her children's life.
Yeah, and I mean, when you really look at the Indian culture, they treat their body as a temple. They don't become meth heads. Their
So
body is
father,
super,
like father introducing meth to her, that's not really
yeah,
it.
like that's just not, that's not, no. I find it hard to believe that he's raised Indian and that he went and learned how to create meth.
Okay, so Egypt says she's a Moorish American and I was born into it, but my parents did change their last names when they became Moorish Americans. Okay, thank you for clearing that up because we have asked, we definitely want to know so that we can understand what's going on. Okay.
So
And
we're saying he's Moorish?
well, no, we're saying, well, basically what she was saying, we're not saying that he's Moorish, we don't know.
Oh, she's just saying her part of the culture.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
her part of
Yeah.
the. Okay, so
Well, I'll
then
have
she
to
said,
look that up.
in some Indian cultures and tribes, they are able to get into different tribes and change their names as a way of solidarity to the tribe they belong to. Okay, so you can
But
actually
then,
switch tribes then.
so I
Uh,
mean, but Egypt, do you know, like, have you ever heard of this whole secret name thing? Because like that's like the weirdest part of this to me. Because I mean, without really knowing what he's doing, it's still a little bit hard to understand it. But that secret name thing is weird. Like I get the name so you can be part of the tribe, but I feel like when I'm with my tribe, I should be able to use my name out loud. Like you shouldn't still be saying Reese if I got a new name. Maybe
right,
to the
right.
world, but in my
Yeah,
tribe
no,
with my people, like why can't I use my name? Like I think that's just really weird. Like that you can't. And then I understand too when you become like she said they were Moorish American when they became Moorish American they changed their name. Um, I think a lot of people, especially if they immigrate or migrate into America, a lot of them the names get changed because I've heard of a lot of people saying their name really last name was this, but then it was changed to this. Like even with slavery, it happened. But I don't know. I'm like I still just don't get the secret thing of it because I'm like that baby don't even get a chance to know his or her name. So I don't know if maybe Egypt knew a little bit more about, Indian culture.
yeah. So each has help.
Well, John
Yes,
just sent through us for a doozy. We don't even know what's going on.
yeah, right. Yes, so thank you, Egypt, with helping us out understand some of these things. Because, like I said, I didn't want to say anything that ended up being offensive to anybody out of
Hmm.
my ignorance of what was going on. So
Yeah.
I am glad she did speak up and say something. Alrighty. So I guess we'll move on to the next couple, and that was
Mhm.
Shane and Lacey.
Mhm.
AKA Lacey and John.
Yeah, Lacey and Jean.
Wait,
Okay, so Lacey, we see
did you say
Lacey.
Lacey? I'm sorry. I couldn't go past that. I'm sorry. I like Lacey.
On accident, but I didn't
Okay.
even try to correct it because I'm just like
Yeah.
she says what she want to say, you know. Yeah.
Oh,
So
Lacey.
Lacey, she says that her and Shane they're not speaking. Um, that he acted crazy. She says she doesn't want to speak about what actually happened, which is kind of frustrating to me because you outed your husband on TV. You made him do a lot of detector tests, and you didn't know what that test was going to say. But now you've had this man arrested, but you don't want to tell us what happened.
Well,
Now I'm
he
wondering
was just
where's
dealing
his.
with that dog stuff, ain't it? He like
I
killed the
think the
dog.
dog stuff, and then he did something to her, possibly.
Oh, I'd have to look up what those charges were again, because I can't remember. I feel like it was something about he killed the dog or something.
Hmm.
Dang, he killed a dog?
I thought that's what they said, like animal.
Yeah, it was animal cruelty.
He did something to the dog. Maybe he didn't kill the dog, but I can't remember. But
Yeah, he did
okay,
something.
I'm just
To
gonna
it.
look it up real quick.
Yeah, so he did something, but this is my thing. Why won't you just tell us what has happened? You know, we know you're not. I mean, you're not above sending a man to jail because you sent John to jail. So just why won't you just tell us? But she keeps talking about she doesn't want to talk about it, and then she says she doesn't know what's going on with her and John. Which y'all know, the one thing that's just bothering me is how flippant she has been when she talks about cheating on her husband. I'm like, so she says that, she wants answers about what's going on with her and John because they have hooked up. She feels guilty. She does say she feels guilty. But he says they should not continue to hook up unless they have a commitment.
Yeah, right.
And my thing is, how are you gonna have a commitment with that man when you're married to a man that you just sent to jail? Like what? Make this make sense to me. And so she says, she wants to get to the bottom of what's going on with them because it's just not fair not knowing. No, you know what's not fair is that you're cheating on your husband and discussing it on camera with how you had sex with a man all night long. Now, granted, I can understand that maybe you had a fun night with him, but this is what you're putting out on TV. Like what? No, it's not fair that Shane is seeing how much you're acting like a hoe on TV. That's what's not fair. Like I don't have any sympathy for you, girl. It's just like she's off in La La Land somewhere. And so we see that she's in her car, which when she was like walking out the house, I'm like, did she get a new butt? Not that I just be looking at women's butts, but it looked like her butt
Yeah,
was
she had a
bigger.
fake booty. She definitely had a fake
I
one.
was like, I don't remember her being. Oh, but I was like, okay, whatever. And so she's actually heading off to go meet with John. And so she goes to the beach and she's standing there, and it almost looks like she's kind of posed up on the
Mm-hmm.
railing. And so we see John. He's driving. He's in a convertible. He's heading to Lacey, and it's funny because he's like, he likes Lacey. Lacey's a beautiful girl, but she's the devil. She's toxic. He's saying all these things about her as he's on the way to go see her. And then when he arrives at the beach, he doesn't just walk up to her. He kind of stands off a little bit to the distance. But my thought process was, how are you really standing off in the distance when you got a camera crew with you? And then she kind of turns her head, and I'm like, did she not catch the camera crew up her eye?
They probably like,
So,
don't look back. No. And then she's like, oh, sorry.
right. So that was just something that I was wondering about. And then the way he was talking about Lacey, I was like, I wonder if he went back home to his girlfriend and she, may have figured out he had been with Lacey. So it's like, I would never get back with Lacey. She's toxic. She's the devil. I'll never. Because he did decline meeting up with Lacey at one point because he said he had a good girl with him. So what did you guys think of Shane, Lacey, and John this week? Or Sean? What did y'all think?
That definitely could be a thing too.
Okay, well, I'm glad. Yes, she had something going on with her butt. Something was going
But you
on.
know what? But I'm wondering, like, because if she was to take her swimsuit off, that butt enhancer would be showing. So if she took the shorts off, so maybe she probably would never plan on taking them off. So I'm wondering, was that the underwear, the little butt enhancers, or did she have work done? I think she probably had work done because that girl loves getting work done. Obviously.
I don't know, but I was like, why won't she button the shorts up? Are the shorts too big?
Yeah, I thought that
And
was
then
kind of
why are
weird.
they too little now? Maybe she has the butt enhancers. That's why she can't close them
And they
now.
won't fit.
Yeah.
But well, first starters, I did look it up, and it said that uncovered by some reports on social media, I guess, uncovered and said the charges were fatal animal abuse in May, and then the following month he was arrested for assaulting a family member. They don't say who he assaulted, but so it was fatal abuse. So he did kill an animal. I don't know if it's a dog. I think I just did that. I said that on my own, but he killed an animal and then abused a family member. So yeah, I mean, so I guess maybe that's why she can't talk about it, is because it's still ongoing. Maybe if she say yeah he did it, then that's gonna make him automatically guilty. So I guess I get why she can't talk about it.
Or I'm almost wondering if maybe she's not saying that he beat her because she wants to be able to drop the charges if things don't work out with her and John, so she can go get her husband back.
Could be, but if he in there for fatal animal abuse, he gonna be in there anyways. Like she can't drop them charges unless she's saying that he didn't do it. But I don't know.
I mean, we know Lacey will weaponize her tears in a heartbeat. So she'll probably be at that courthouse. If she can't get John back, she's gonna probably be at that courthouse, like I said, weaponize her tears.
But she can't really, she has a hard time crying though, I noticed.
She
I don't know if it's like all the stuff she's done to her face, like maybe her tear ducts ain't doing what they supposed to, but it seemed like, because you know when they were doing it, she was like, it's like nothing would come out. I'm like, girl, you gotta work on that, because you can't just sit up there fake crying and ain't no tears.
Yeah, because she definitely wanted to fake cry at the therapy session.
Yeah.
But, so I think she wants to weaponize her tears, even though she can't get them out. Maybe it's the Botox, you know.
Yeah.
Like when Mia tries to cry.
Yeah.
Just come.
Like I feel like she probably used to be a really pretty girl, but I think she's done too much, in my opinion. Like, her body is not turning out right. Because if that is a booty injection or a fake butt, I hope it's enhancers, because it actually didn't even fit her legs. Like it looked real weird to me. Like it just didn't fit because it didn't look real, and just so I don't know. She gotta go to a better doctor if that's real. But anyways. Not to be just bashing the girl, because I mean, I just don't like when people mess their faces up with too much stuff, and I feel like she has. So when John was saying like, oh, you know, she's really pretty, she's attractive, and all this other stuff, like I feel like she probably was, if she would stop doing all that stuff to her face, maybe she can. Because when she put her makeup on, like I mean, she's pretty, but it's all fake. It's not real. So I don't know, but I just think like you said, it doesn't make sense that you're talking about, oh, I'm going to see what is going on with our relationship. You know, she was like, we shouldn't have had sex because we're married. But yet, like you said on the last episode, she was like, we had sex all night. And now you're saying you shouldn't have did it because you're married. And it's like, well, what do you want? Do you want your husband or do you want this dude? And then he's all like, I got a good thing going, but I'm gonna go and see what's going on. And even in the preview, he was like, maybe I shouldn't go over. But I'm like, you already made it there. Just go see what this girl want to say. Like all the extra dramatic stuff they doing. I'm like, and then if you saying she's so evil, everything is drama, nothing is good, then why are you even there? Like I would be like, look, I'm in a good place. I got a girlfriend I really like and I want to work things out with. Like I gotta cut ties with you. Like I can't be your savior, your hero. Like it probably to the point they need to even cut our friendship, because obviously there's too many feelings there. Like either y'all gonna leave, you're gonna leave your girlfriend, she gonna leave her husband, or you're gonna you know what I'm saying, go back to your families and cut ties, because I'm like, it's just too much. And I'm like, that's a triangle that needs to be kind of like Deontay and them. Like that triangle needs to stop, and then this triangle needs to stop. I guess it's a square because there's another girl in there too, so it ain't really a triangle no more. It's a square, but that square needs to stop because it seemed like he was happy with his girlfriend, and I'm like, so why are you risking that for somebody who you said is toxic and dangerous?
She's giving off these I don't care vibes, because something I had actually forgotten about is when she originally did the in vitro, she had gotten pregnant with triplets. So it's like, now what if you had actually carried those to term? Would you still feel the same way about Shane? And you got 3 little babies at home? It's like, what are you doing? Like she's just going by the seat of her pants. What is, like,
you know,
and doesn't make sense.
And that was one other thing that bothered me. Like, first of all, Shane is younger than her.
Right.
She was like, oh, you know, he was supposed to get out of prison, and he should like, what am I supposed to do? I got all these kids. And she's like, he's supposed to come out of prison and he was gonna help take care of me and my kids. It's like, first of all, you are a woman. You got what? She got like 5 kids or something. That is on you. That ain't his responsibility to come out of prison. I mean, yes, as a husband, it's his responsibility to take care of the family. But I'm like, well, girl, you need to stop. You need to stop depending on a man to do this stuff for you. These are your kids. You know what I'm saying? So to me, your number one priority is you taking care of them, and then you're happy to have help. But don't put that all on that man. Like, yeah, they're his stepkids, but you got to do something too. Like, you ain't gonna just be no stay-at-home mom, and I'm taking care of you and all your kids. Like,
Now, for me, like I got aggravated with that statement too.
mm-hmm,
And so for me, it's almost like the whole Britney thing, right? Okay, so you're getting this man who's been in prison his adult life,
mm-hmm,
who has been in prison. He now has a record. He probably didn't have a lot of like work experience before he went in. Now you want him out of prison and you
mm-hmm.
want him to ready to be married, ready to have babies, ready to provide a life for you, the same life, if not better, that you were able to provide for yourself without having been locked up, without having a record. You know, I just feel like some of their things is just unrealistic. Like you got to stop and think about the situation. Now, if these men have been free, I can understand, but these men have been locked up. You know, and
Yeah,
Shane, he got locked up. I think he said like 17 or 18. So you're telling me literally he went from being a child to in prison, and then he
mhm.
immediately gets out of prison and he gets married to you and has a baby. Like you need to stop and consider everything this man is going through.
Yeah,
Stop putting, I feel like, almost unrealistic goals.
yeah. I think it is unrealistic. He's young, like younger than her, and like you said, he's been in prison. So, like, why do you think that this kid pretty much because he didn't get to like he had to turn into a man in jail. Like he didn't get to turn to a man in the free world. So how do you think that he's supposed to just get out and then be a great stepdad? The man had no kids prior to. He didn't know how
Right.
to be a dad. You know what I'm saying? And who knows what his background was like.
Yeah.
So I'm
He's
like,
never provided for a family or had a family to
no.
almost have to
So
take care of. It's,
so at this point, he has to learn, and yeah, you are gonna have to teach him some things because you're older. You chose to marry this young dude straight out of prison. So to me, you know what I'm saying? If I run out and go get an 18-year-old man, I'm not gonna expect you to act my age. I'm gonna expect you to act like a kid. And that's why I'm like, then why would you marry somebody younger, knowing that I mean, I don't know how much older she is, but knowing that they had no time in the real world and they're gonna come out and you want this perfect family man, but you gonna get what you asked for, and that was a young man who just got out of jail. He, it seems like on social media and stuff, it seems like he does care about his daughter. She throw jabs at him saying he don't, but um, I'm like, look, you didn't did this whole having babies with all these multiple men thing. Like, you know what the consequences is. So like, I feel like she should be working on her marriage and not, you know what I'm saying, not worrying about a man who he's happy in his relationship. Like, leave him alone.
well, right now, she doesn't even have her kids. She said her kids are with her dad, is with her dad until she knows things are not going to be crazy anymore.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Feel like she using it as an opportunity. That's why she like meet me at the beach so I can wear this little fake booty and make you want me. But it's like as soon as he get you to bed, that booty gonna fall off because it ain't real. So whatever.
Right.
But you know what? It might be injections because he would know that's fake. She couldn't wear that for him because he already know what her booty look like. So unless he knows she wears a fake booty, that's got to be a surgery booty.
I don't know. She has some kind of enhancement. We see it's definitely bigger. Now, what she did, I don't know. All
Yeah.
right. Any other thoughts on Sean and there's
Lacey.
not a Sean, Shane,
Shane and
John,
Lacey.
and Lacey.
Yeah, I was feeling sorry for Shane with the whole marriage thing because Lacey, she she might as well just go ahead on and say she's getting a divorce because. But I didn't think about it until you had mentioned that the reason why she might not be pressing charges is because she want to see how it play out and with John, and if it don't work, then she can go plead, have mercy on my husband. He ain't mean what it mean to happen, and I forgive him, and we can move forward, type thing. And because the whole time when he was in that truck talking, she's like, "Oh, he needs to grow up. He needs to get his act together. I'm not trying to be a mom for him." And I was like, "Well, you married the child, that's
Right.
you." So, like Reese was saying, yeah, you need to uh, not be upset that he's acting like a 23-year-old kid because he's still just a kid. And uh, they say that women mature quicker than men. That's what they say. But in his case,
It's true.
he's not mature. He's not mature. He wasn't mature at 23. Plus, he done spent that life in prison, and then he coming out, and she's upset that he talked her into marrying her and having a kid and all this type of stuff, and that he was going to be the provider and all that. There, she married that man because she wanted to have sex. Yeah. And she figured he's 23, she's 30, she's at her prime, he's at his prime, and they both can have sex all the time. Now that the sex is gone, because that's how all this stuff started, because he wasn't having sex 6 times a day with her.
Yeah.
And now she talking about she wanted to see how things with John is, and if they can't be in a committed relationship, they need to cut it out. No, the next time she want to have sex, she's gonna call him up and try to convince John to come over, and then they can have sex again, and then she'll feel guilty after she's been fulfilled and got what met her needs been met, and now she wants to try to act like she wants to be a good, wholesome wife. Nah, ain't gonna happen. And then John, all that evil stuff, talking crazy stuff that he's saying about the woman. If you feel that way about her, yeah, why are you going over there? And don't even waste your time going over there if you think you have such a good thing at home. Uh,
Right.
what the line in Boomerang? Love should have kept you at the
Oh
Yeah,
house.
yeah.
love should have
Love
brought
should
you home last
have.
night.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So Love should have brought him home when he went over there to go check on her. After he checked on her, then he should have went home instead of going out and partying and having sex with the woman.
The
So I
day
was
after that man got arrested.
right,
Like,
right. So now you wants to be on camera talking about you in a committed relationship. Well, you wasn't on camera when you was drinking and kissing on that one. Well, you was on camera drinking and kissing that woman. You was still supposed to be in a committed relationship then also. So
absolutely.
yeah. So if you gonna say uh, that you want this with the woman that you have that's giving you this good life, then you should leave the other woman alone. Leave Lacey alone. Don't
Right.
even bother her.
All right.
Uh,
Yeah. No, I totally understand, Sean. So Egypt says it's seriously not a good idea for inmates to have relationships with civilians because it's really not good for their mental health. She worked in the Department of Corrections halfway house for 12 years. It always turns out to be a recipe for disaster. And I agree with you. It's,
but
you're locked up and living one life while they're out in the free world living a whole nother way. And what if you get somebody like Lacey that's a hoe? I'm
Put that out there. Put that out there.
I'm sorry, that's what she's acting like.
Oh, she is.
I,
As soon as
mhm.
them kids got gone, she put on her little fake booty and went on out there.
yep, she
She
sent
like,
her
don't
kids
catch John, I'm
on.
gonna catch somebody.
Right, she gonna catch. She want her whole intent was to get some D,
Yeah.
and now the D that she got, she wants the D to get into a relationship with her. Is your husband even out of jail yet?
Ain't no telling. She won't talk about it.
Right. So
Mhm.
I'm like, okay,
And
let your
Sean, women
husband be
do.
locked up
Sean,
for a while where he ain't coming out in 2 minutes and trying to come home to get his stuff. I don't know.
yeah.
You have
And
any other thoughts?
to Sean, women do mature faster. So yeah, she's way too old for him. If she in her 30s and he's early 20s, because he still ain't lived his life.
Yeah.
You didn't depress that man. But I was thinking about it. He created that monster by sleeping with her 6 times a day. Like, I don't know, you trying to have fun, but if you know that ain't you, you shouldn't have been doing that anyways, because you couldn't maintain that.
I
Well,
think he
that
wasn't able to
Wilson,
maintain it after he started doing the OnlyFans and stuff, and then he's having virtual sexual acts with other men. Then he's already got his for the day. He doesn't want to do it again. That's just my thought
See,
on
and that's why I wouldn't date somebody with that kind of career then, because hey, unless I'm like, well, I don't want it, so yeah, go do your virtual thing. Shoot. I don't think I could do it.
Mhm.
And he shouldn't be doing it with a wife like her, like, unless they're doing it as a couple and filming they 6 times a day. I guess that's the only way it would work.
Okay. So, Sean, do you have any other thoughts about Lacey and her gentleman?
No, I think that's it.
All
Yeah.
right. So, Johnny, what were your thoughts on Lacey and her gentleman?
She's horrible. Just
She's a
there's
hoe.
there is nothing good to say about her
Mm-mm.
and her situation that she created. She was the adult in the sense because you chose to marry a 21, 22-year-old man. And why in the hell do you think a 22-year-old man is going to be able to handle taking care of you and additional kids? Like, I just don't understand the responsibility she thought she was going to get from him. And it's even crazier because if John were this person or this provider or the love of your life, so you thought, and you're thinking you let it go and made a mistake, then when you had the opportunity to make him the love of your life, you still chose not to. You put him in jail. And now I think she only's coming back around to John because she knows he's happy. I don't think it's because she really thinks she wants anything from him. I think she wants to see if she can still ruin his life. And
Yeah,
I
and
hope,
I think Lucy Goosey Lacey, she is the type I don't think she likes being single. So even if it wasn't John, it was going to be somebody else.
right.
So
I
I
think
think
he's the
that's
one
her
she knows.
problem.
It's the
Yeah,
beast she knows.
and
She
she
knows he can
knows
put it
she can
down.
play games. Yeah, and she knows she can play games with him.
Yeah, because he allows it. So
Right.
I'm hoping that as he's standing there with her back so-called turned as she turns to the right, I hope that, he just realizes it and just walks off and leaves. I hope so. I hope she's just left there standing looking stupid.
So what do you think of all the disrespectful things she's been saying about her marriage?
She's horrible. There's nothing, she's just horrible. I feel so sorry for Shane because when he watches this, if they are together and he's watching that, now you get to see your wife sitting there making out with somebody else on camera. You know that she screwed him. I think she said she screwed him like 4 or 5 times all night long.
She screwed him
So
all night
all
long.
night
So
long.
she
She said they
she
screwed all night long.
enunciated all night long.
Yeah. And her being so, she's just disgusting.
Yeah.
I don't have much words to say about her and in that situation. She's horrible. And I hope if he sees this, once he sees this and he's done with her and leave
Right.
her with her however many kids she's got with all these different men and let her
Right.
find another man to take care of these kids outside of yours, of course. But that's just
Yeah.
crazy.
It's just her whole entitlement about Shane that bothers me.
Yeah.
So Egypt also says, unless you have patience and understanding and can build on something seriously, or you had a relationship with an inmate or a woman, an inmate man or woman before going in, then that's different. That is completely different if you already had the relationship and then that person got locked up. I definitely do agree with you on that. But to just meet an actual inmate and you try to build something while they're in there, I think it would be hard. I think Brittany and Ray kind of did a good thing, but Brittany's so controlling. I don't know. So it just says she's loving this. Thank you, girl. It says, and I will post on all my pages about the recap and review because I know a lot of people who watch the show. Definitely.
Yeah, thank you.
Appreciate it. Yes. Yep.
Well, we can add to the panel, I guess.
Okay. Yes. And if you want to come up, I'm going to drop the link real quick, and you can always come up and talk to us about it as well, girl. All right. So the last couple, who was the last couple? Yeah, was Brittany and Ray. Okay. So we see Brittany and Ray, they're packing for their Miami birthday trip. It's Brittany's birthday. They want to go to Miami. And so Brittany says her dream for the trip is to get engaged and pregnant. Brittany Brittany takes a test and she finds out she's ovulating. Oh Lord. So she's like, Ray, you know what that means? I'm like, oh,
I thought they was gonna do it before they even left. I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
all right. And so we see them on the plane, and Ray, you know, I kind of like it. It was a humbling scene where Ray is like, "Hey, I haven't traveled very much, because he's been locked up pretty much all of his adult life, and he's like he forgot how the world is or how the world looks. Something to that effect is what he said. And I was like, oh, that's cute. Now he's getting to travel. Okay. And so Brittany, she mentions she's having that she is paying. They're at the hotel and I'm not even for sure why she brought it up. And I'm like,
because she's paying for all of it.
yeah. Like, knock it off. And so Ray says let me say it like this. So Ray is hanging out with the guys, right? And he says that this reminds him of before he got locked up, when he used to go out and party. But he says that, basically the difference is that he used to not look at the prices at restaurants and bars, and he just spend money. Then the next day he'd realize he had spent like $2,000 or $3,000. And so then they show us back at the room again, where the whole group, it's a pretty good group size of them.
Mm-hmm.
They're all drinking and stuff, and actually the women were just around in this scene. So they're in the room, and Brittany's getting her makeup done, and she's telling them, oh guys, I think Ray is going to propose, so make sure you have your phones ready. But you can see her friends, they're trying to give her some sound advice, but Brittany does not want to hear it. She becomes very defensive. They're like, you sure you're ready for marriage? And she was like, yes, I was ready for him to move in with me. I was ready for la 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 la. I was ready for la la la. Like, these are your friends. I don't think they're trying to hurt you. They're trying to help you. How about hear them out? They're not jealous of you. They're just trying to help you. And they were even like, well, how long have you even been with him? So, they're basically trying to let her know, and she's just getting defensive about the whole thing. So her friends, they do have some concerns about the engagement. The guys end up coming back in. They all go down to a club. It almost looked like they were probably on a rooftop or maybe a balcony.
Mm-hmm.
So they're dancing and partying. They're having a good time. And at the end of the scene, we see Ray grab Brittany's hand and stands her up. And he's like, I know Brittany wants a ring, or has mentioned that she wants a ring. And then it just kind of stops there. So I know we talked about it last weekend. So I hate to just kind of seem like I'm rehashing on the same thing. I still kind of think that he's going to give her a promise ring. What do you guys think of Brittany and Ray this week? And do you think she's getting an engagement ring or a promise ring, or you think he's just nixing the whole ring idea?
I think he's just going to give her a ring and no meaning to it.
Okay, that's what.
Because you want a ring, so he'll go a ring.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, which is a horrible
idea. Like, dumbest thing he could have thought to do.
I mean, it would be a nice gift if she hasn't been pushing for an engagement.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah, because don't get it twisted. I'm not saying by any means that buying a woman a ring is bad, but when she's in the mindset of ready to be married and get the engagement ring, and you buy her a ring and it's not an engagement ring, you just got to be ready for fights.
And y'all know, like, when she was fussing with the that one girl looked just like her. Was that her sister?
That's her sister.
Don't
was her twins?
Mm-hmm.
They look just alike.
Oh, Egypt, you're really sweet. She says, yes, you are all great. Y'all can definitely do this for any show or topic. Great commentary, communication, and opinions. Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
We appreciate
I'm
it.
sorry, Egypt. I'm not great. They might be great, but I'm better than great. So remember that.
Oh my God.
They're a bunch of bitter fans. Now I am better.
Whatever. Look, where's DeMel at? We need DeMel to show up for us.
I know. DeMel, somebody come put this man in check.
Okay.
So I'm just saying. Now y'all greatness can talk. Y'all may speak.
But no, what I was saying though, whatever, because I'm not even listening to him over there.
Yeah, him down there.
Yeah. That's so weird because I'm pointing like the wrong way, but that's so crazy. But anyways, no, but what I was saying was like she's sitting here making a big deal, talking about she don't want to. She's like, well, I'm not. You know, when you saying she was going off on her friend, she's like, and I'm not trying to be no common law wife, trying to be with somebody for 15 years and we never get married, but you ready to be a mom out of wedlock, so you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't get it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she doing the most.
All right, Sean, you heard her. She said, "Stop it! You're a part of this syndicated show, Sean."
Yes, stop
You
it. Stop it.
He likes to. He likes to act like he's not a part of it sometimes, but he is just as bitter as we are.
And she must not have seen some of the other episodes where he was passionate about his bitterness.
Oh yes, especially when it comes to staying and Lisa. Oh, he's so bitter
Hush
towards
your mouth,
Lisa.
girl. Hush your mouth. Hush your mouth. Yeah, but she had asked for the opinion. That's why I didn't understand why she was all upset.
Yeah, right.
Correct. Overstepping or something like that.
Maybe she thought they were gonna be like, yay, 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 yay.
Yeah, that's what she wanted.
Yeah,
oh, we can't believe it. La la la.
Mm-hmm. That fantasy world she's living in. Yeah. There are things about her. It's all about Brittany.
Mm-hmm. And what Brittany wants.
Yeah. That girl she's too much. But I mean, you know, Ray liked it, like he said, like he wouldn't have it no other way. So I mean, I'm glad that she found somebody that like all that because she be extra. She really did be extra.
Yeah.
Because even in one of the confessions when they was talking about what is them people name? Jay-Z and
oh yeah.
Yeah. What did y'all think of that when she was like, yeah, we're
like Beyonce
and Ray D or whatever. Yeah. And he was like, why can't we just be Beyonce and Jay-Z? She's like, because we're not them. I was like, girl.
And he gave her a look like, oh, okay, I'm getting tired of this.
Yeah, you being real extra right now.
So that's
Yeah, and then what about how she kept letting everyone know that she paid for the trip?
Yeah. Right.
Everyone knows you paid for the trip. Yeah. Like, why do you have to keep saying it?
Yeah, but it's like you go all up for your birthday, and
right. So you're telling everybody how you paid for the trip, but you're also telling everybody that'll listen that y'all are trying to make a baby on the trip. Like, make it make sense.
Now, is she saying she paid for the trip for her and Ray, or she paid for the trip for everybody?
I think for her and Ray. Yeah. Because she was talking about how she's able to drink the alcohol, and she said, because I paid for it. And I'm like,
you know what? I didn't even hear that part, but I ain't even surprised.
Yeah, she's she's annoying. But I'm going to take a page out of Brittany's book and see if that will help me get a man.
Just to be mean and rude and
mean
to his friend's house and act a fool.
And I love how she didn't want him drinking with his family, but he can drink with her, right? You know, because she's gonna control the situation. I'm like, whatever. And I'm sorry, but I didn't see that she could really dance when she was doing
it. I saw that too. I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, everybody's looking crazy up there. I'm like, what was the music like? Because I'm like, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, let me ask you, what did y'all think of her dress, her birthday dress?
I thought it was cute, a little red fringy. I couldn't really see it, but it looked kind of cute to me.
It did look kind of cute. I wish she had picked a different dress for herself. I think it probably would have been prettier somewhere on someone else, maybe. But I just think it would have looked nicer on someone else. I don't know. Not trying to be mean, but why am I even saying that? Because I'm always saying something slick about Brittany. Let me not act like I
had to pick the better wig too. Like, you know, I'm like, if I'm gonna be going all out for my birthday, like my wig gonna be on point. My you know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't gonna be the wig that I had on when I left. Like,
yeah, and then it was like she built up the dress too, and I was like, okay. And she kept on talking about, yeah, and I packed the dress for and my dress. I'm like,
yeah, and I mean it was a pretty dress, but like some about the top of it, the way the top fit, I didn't really care on her either. But I don't know. And then that dancing and everybody was just stiff, and I don't know. Everybody looked just like old people dancing. Like, I don't know. I ain't care for it either. But I mean, they were having a good time, and then I liked how, I mean, like literally, like Ray was like laughing, smiling, like that part made me happy too, because I was like, man, Ray is having the time of his life, even if it is about to go downhill after this little announcement. But everything prior to when he was hanging with the boys, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like he was just enjoying it. She just kept
He
talking about
really
what she wanted.
was. And the
Yeah.
thing about it was, I was looking at him and he looked so happy and relaxed. I was like, see, she needs to not jump down his throat when he wants to get away. She should allow him to get away because clearly he was able to de stress with those guys. Or was
Yeah.
it just me seeing that?
No, he seemed like super happy and chill, and you know what I mean. And then when they go to her scene, she just like, well, I want a baby. We gonna do this. He better be asked. I think he's gonna give me a ring. I think he gonna ask me to marry him. And then in her little confession, she's like, I'm pretty sure he's gonna ask me to marry him. So that's what kind of makes me, because of how she was pushing it in the way, that possibly he might really say, I got your ring, but it's just a promise ring. Like, I hope he doesn't do that. Like, I feel like if he wants to give her an engagement ring, then just give her that and say, I'm gonna get something nicer later. But when he opened it, I want to say it didn't look like a bad ring.
See,
Like,
I didn't get to
but
see
I
what.
can't remember. Like, I'm gonna have to go back and pause it because he showed it pretty quick when he's
Yeah,
in the
Johnny,
bathroom
did
and
you
he
see
pulled
the
it up.
One of
ring or
those,
Sean? Okay, go ahead, Johnny.
yeah, it looked like one of those rings where it looks big, but it has all the little bitty diamonds in it. So it's
Yeah,
really
the
not
little.
Oh,
big. You know what I'm saying?
oh,
All
okay.
those little cluster diamonds, but
Yeah,
they're
she gonna be
probably
mad
like
at that.
barely a tenth of a carat type diamonds. They're
She
like a
gonna be
20th of
mad.
a carat.
She gonna be mad.
They're
But
the shadings of the diamond.
can you
So
really be mad though? Like,
ooh,
his financial situation. Can you really be mad?
Right.
No, I I don't
yes, she
understand why
can
people
be.
put so much extra into that part.
Yes,
I get it. I
yes,
want
no,
my
yeah,
wedding ring to be the bomb, not the engagement. I guess I don't know if they're the same. I think they're different. But
Well, engagement
knowing that
ring, you
he's
get on top of the wedding band. You get a band. So you have your engagement ring and your wedding band that consists of your wedding ring or your wedding set.
yeah, but you can change that. It's not like it has to be that ring, right?
It
Your
doesn't
wedding
have,
ring can be a different ring.
Yeah, that can be.
yeah.
Because he could get a set later, and then
Yeah.
just this is a temporary ring.
This is all I can afford now since I've been working for 3 months. This is all I can get. But by the time we get married, I promise I'll have something nice.
Yeah.
she ain't gonna take
If
that
that's
though.
all you really want in an engagement. Am I breaking up?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, because
I'm still recording.
Hmm.
she said she's gonna buy the trees.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like Johnny was saying, he's only been working for so many months, and he's got a big portion going to his restitution and stuff.
Restitution,
So
yeah.
yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, because reason why I said she can be upset about it is the only thing he has to do was say, "Look here, Brittany, I want to buy your engagement ring. So let's go to the jewelry store and you pick out the ring that you want for yourself and you buy it. And then you give me the ring, and then I'll go down there in Miami and I'll propose to you with the ring that you bought. Hey, problem solved."
They just can't do that on camera because you don't want the friends to know that.
Oh, she don't care because she just gets the ring. That's all she wants.
Oh,
Is
yeah.
ring.
I
No, but
don't,
I'm saying,
but if she pays for it, she's going to let us know. She's
Yeah,
going to
she's
let
gonna
us
let
know.
us know.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that way she can't be upset at all because she got what she wanted because she paid for it, and she got him to give it to her. Yeah, but any sane person would be happy to get that ring that Ray is
Yeah.
giving.
And any sane person would not be trying to rush him into a marriage.
Right now,
I
what happened?
mean, if he gonna do it though, I mean, like Sean said, be happy for what he could afford to give you.
Because what got me too is when it was in there and she had said, "What do y'all think about? I think he's gonna marry me." The sister had said, "Did he ask dad?"
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, she did say that. And she was like, no, I don't think he asked him.
And I
I
don't
didn't hear
think he
that.
should ask dad because dad was not on his side when when Mama
in
came
front of
over.
the mom.
Right.
Now, I think if he asked the dad, it would probably be best to ask the dad away from the mom because the mom is not going to be happy when she finds out that they've gotten engaged. And
Right.
then we know the dad is going to lean towards whatever the mom wants. So if he asks in front of
Mhm.
the mom is not going to, he's not going to get a good response from the dad.
But he
Yeah, but
can't
I
ask
bet
that. 'Cause if he do ask the dad away from the mom, the dad gonna be like what fathers do to the children. Did you ask your mama? So he's gonna say, "Did you ask her mom?" And so
or
he's
he
not
gonna say,
gonna do
hold on,
that.
let me get the mama.
Yeah, he probably do that too. Nah, he ain't gonna do that because he don't want to be around. The dad ain't gonna want to be around.
Well, I think he wouldn't want to answer that question without her. So he might say, let me think about it, or let me get back to you, or let me go get her because we both need to be in on this. Like I don't feel like he's strong enough to ask it by himself either, or he's not gonna give him an answer without talking to the wife.
Mm-hmm.
The
Yeah.
wife would probably beat him up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I believe she'd beat her husband if he gave his approval for a marriage between them two.
Mm-hmm. So that's why if he's gonna do it, I don't think he need to ask them people anyways because they're not supportive of him, and and to me it's like they don't respect. There's a lack of respect there. So why should I come to you, go to your parents and ask
Right.
them for your hand in marriage? And plus, also, if Brittany was into that, she would have already told him, "You need to talk to my dad and ask my dad for my hand in marriage." So I don't think she's into that thing.
Oh, yeah. Because she definitely would have told him. You
Yeah.
know
Mhm.
that. She would not have bit her tongue about that's what she wanted.
Right.
Absolutely.
I agree.
Well, we got Johnny back. So, Johnny, do you have anything to add about Brittany and Ray?
No, sorry about that. I had to go pick up my son. But no, I just, like I said, if my whole thing is if you want the engagement ring so bad and you know he can't afford it, then just buy the freaking ring and tell him to pop the question whenever he can. Like, I just, if you're so worried about what the appearance of the ring is going to be like, because I feel bad for him if she really is going to flip out on this, on the ring size or what the ring looks like next week. Is it an engagement or is it just that he gave her a ring gift? Like, ring gift, I get the freak out. But if it's the engagement and she's not happy with the ring, she should have said, okay, here's $1,000 towards my ring. Please make sure you buy me a nice one. Hell, she pays for everything else. So why not pay for your ring too, since you want it so bad?
Now, what would be funny is if she did give him $1,000 and he bought that cheap ring, and that's why she
You
tripping.
know, Brittany is giving me desperation.
Uh,
Now, for me, like, I feel like a man should always be the one to propose, but I can see her proposing if she feels like Ray isn't going fast enough.
well, no, only reason why I don't see that is because she wants the ring.
True.
So, because if she proposed to him, that means she got to give
She's
him
got to
the ring.
give him a ring. Yeah.
Right. So that's not going to
Look,
happen.
she might show up with her ring, like, will you marry
Yeah.
me? And then
Yeah.
he said, yeah,
They
then
put-
she put her ring
Yeah.
on.
And then she puts her hand up.
say here, put it on now.
And
Now,
then I wonder though, let's say she is upset about the ring and it is an engagement. How do you come back from that, embarrassing him like that in front of your friends and your sister? Like, how does he come back from that?
this
How
is
do you come back from that?
this is how he come back from that. He go to the grocery store, he gets some eggs, he gets some
Oh,
food,
we got a visitor, guys.
and
Hey,
Hey,
Egypt.
Egypt.
hello,
Hey.
How are you guys?
all right.
Good.
Good. How are you?
I'm okay. Just sitting here enjoying y'all conversation and commentary about this thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so right now we're talking about, I'm not sure if you got to hear it right before you joined on. We're talking about Brittany and Ray, and we see Ray has a ring box. Do you think Ray is going to give her a ring?
I was kind of on the fence, so I was just like, do he got it and he gonna do it, or he got it and he gonna hold it, or did somebody from production like kind of just that, you know what I mean? Because
Mhm.
sometimes, you know how they do these things. You understand what I'm saying? Like, since I done learned so much about behind the scenes and stuff that go on from different people, it's like, that's given that might be something that's pushed for the camera, but I mean, I just feel as though that it's kind of a rush. And if so, then I think all these people like engagement, like counseling, therapy, you know what I mean? Understanding, because you really need to know and understand somebody that has committed some crimes, whether they was heinous or not. And you really need to understand a mind frame, you know what I mean, from them before they went in their prison, while they was in their prison, and then when they come out of their prison.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? These people getting with these people, why is really not a good idea. Like, I'm telling you, I watched it. I used to be telling the people like, because I dealt with men and women inmates.
Okay.
And yeah, and I, they would be like, oh, he said he going out. I used to be like, I think it'd be a good idea for y'all to focus on each other in yourselves individually, and then, you know what I mean, come together, because that's the same thing with regular people, though. You know what I mean? How people just get thrown in, they just throw themselves in relationships. They don't do no background. They don't know nothing about what's going on with a person. It's kind of like the same thing. And if folks is not genuine and understanding with communication, is really not going to work. Like, I've seen people, be out, and just because a relationship don't work out, they do something and then they go back in. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's this person, because mentally, right? It's the mental capacity of some of the folks.
And then to also piggyback on what you said, you also have to be careful, because a lot of times that person in jail, they will feed you things to just string you along. They may not even necessarily want that. They'll, oh, I want to get married. Oh, I want to do la la la. Like, I felt like with Michael and oh my God, I forget Michael and Megan. He took that girl's virginity when he got out of prison, and I think he did like her, but I don't think he liked her to the point that he was feeding to her. And I think sometimes they do that. So you got to make sure they're not just feeding you something, and that's their true feelings and the way they want to be. Absolutely.
Yeah,
and
a
then
lot of them, a lot of it is game playing. You know what I mean? A lot of it is game playing, from the prison to the halfway house to, you know what I mean, the reiteration. And a lot of folks get caught up, they get their feelings hurt. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of things happen that really shouldn't happen. And it's like, some folks, they don't keep it all the way real. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, them men or women, they will string you. They will string you and 5 others if they can. Okay, the same way they'll string you and 5 others for that money, for that book, for all that type of stuff. I'm telling you, let me tell you something. The stuff that used to go on at that Department of Corrections halfway house, if I could just show you the camera, you don't even need no sound. You'll just be like, what? Let me tell you something. It's a whole show, like the 60 days.
I want to see this footage, man.
Listen, yes, listen. Oh my God, listen, you, Reese. Okay, girl, I used to be like, I mean, every day it was like lights, camera, action. Every day.
That's crazy.
Every day. Okay, something going on. Let me tell you something. It'll be a whole thing when they bring in the people. Every Monday the people would come from upstate, so they're coming down. You know what I mean? They're reunite. You got to be probably like 15 or 20 of them. They all come at one time, whether it's men or women. Everybody just be scoping and staring and looking. It'll be so child. You got to break folks up. You can't talk to these people. You can't fraternize. You can't do this. Girl, it used to be so much go on. I used to be like, they's like, Miss E. I say, listen, I told you what they said that you're supposed to do. Just do what they say. Have a personal relationship later. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Try to get yourself straight and your mental together. But they ain't never this child. So I used to just stand back and stand by, child. Okay.
Yeah, they're saying they came. What was it, like Fresh Meat Monday, and they're ready to try to jump into something, huh?
Oh yeah, because see, now, like back in the day, it wasn't that prevalent that folks know where folks gonna be at and stuff like that. Nowadays, people will call people like, yeah, I'm going to such and such a place. You know what I mean? There's already people there. They already be having things like hooked up. The same way with the prison. You know what I mean? Like when they doing little illegal stuff and all that, they hook things up. Things be going down the line. So folks will know that the people is coming. You know what I mean? They be like, yeah, there's such a robbery. Yeah, you be like, how you know? Oh yeah, because they had called. Like, oh, okay.
But you know, since you actually brought up something that made me think. You were talking about production. I wonder, what if production bought that ring for Ray?
Right.
Because they could have. I know on some of these shows, sometimes production does step in and buy it. Like on The Bachelor show, I know production buys their rings, and then when those couples break up, the girl has to give the ring back to production.
So if they stay together, that's the only way to keep it.
Yeah.
What if it's like years later? They still got to give it back?
They still got to give it back because one girl messed it up. Now, I remember this was back when I used to watch The Bachelor religiously, and her name was Helena. And I can't remember her.
I remember her.
You do remember her? Yeah. And when
her.
they broke up, she admitted she sold the ring.
Oh.
She sold it for like $30,000 or something like that. So after that, they start saying, if y'all break up, you have to give the ring back.
Oh.
Which I'm like, makes sense. Yeah, like we bought that.
Yeah, because you have to know that they are affording. They are, you know what I mean, affording some of those amenities and them things to go on them show because a lot of people, they don't have that money.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't think they should give the ring back because if you engage with the person and I give you an engagement ring and you break it off, you don't have to give me the ring back.
Okay, I guess that's a good question right there. If you get engaged and you break off the engagement, do you give the ring back?
I didn't.
I didn't either, but I did offer to give back.
Yeah, we
was like, no.
Yeah, we didn't give them back. We just both kept them. I still got it. I don't wear it, but you know what I mean? I guess like that was kind of not on the thing. It was like, oh, give me my thing back. Nope. It was just like, oh, okay. We called it off. We can't make things manifest. It wasn't like, well, give me back my ring. Give me that ring. It was none of that.
Yeah.
So I guess it would be if it was like super expensive. Maybe then you start trying to kind of wonder like, hey.
Yeah.
And then, I'm still making payments on that. Get that back.
Yeah. So I also think like that's a good thing because sometimes guys give you a ring, they're still making payments on. I also think kind of it depends upon the breakup. So if she was cheating on you, yeah, she should give you a ring back. Especially if she's cheating with like your brother or something like Lacey. Lacey needs to give Shane back his ring.
Yeah.
You know? That's the way I feel about it.
Yeah, because that's just you know another thing I watch it is good, but another thing is like folks gotta stop playing around with themselves and their timing. I'm the type of person now that is like, I would feel some type of way if somebody wasted my time after. I think I got the 12-year relationship I was in. I was just mad about all the time that had got wasted. Like I gave X amount of chances and all this stuff, and that's what I was like. I don't know if people even think about that, but it's like you can't get time back.
No, you sure can't.
You know what I mean? So yeah. You know what I mean? I was upset about that because I was like, dang, I could have been really in something prominent. And here I am giving you 1,000 chances, trying to make something manifest and do things the right way. And you know, so yeah, that's a biggest like pet peeve like now of mine's like timing.
I totally understand that. And that's one of the things I feel bad about with Shane. Because Shane tried and then look how his wife is behaving. She's acting like, you know, like terrible. Like you don't do that to people. You done got married to this man. You done had kids. You tried to have multiple kids with him because you could have had the triplets, you know. But to play with people, I think that's not right. So Sean, I got a question for you. Would you demand the ring back if your engagement broke?
Yes, even if it was my fault, I still want my ring back.
You want the ring back?
Okay. That's right.
So
you ain't bad action.
So if you cheated on her,
I'm taking you to court.
Oh wow! So if you cheated on her with the neighbor, you would want the ring back.
That's right, because I need to get the ring back. I got to give the neighbor a ring now. So I want my ring back.
So you would
Uh-uh.
recycle the ring?
I sure
Wait.
will.
Like how
I
Portia
sure
gave
will.
like how Simon gave Portia a ring that looked like Fallon's.
Yeah, but you know Dennis used to take his ring back from Portia. Remember?
I know.
Mm,
I was like, okay, so Sean, you would come and repo her ring.
That's right. I'm knocking
Would it
on
be
your door.
immediately?
I'm
You would
knocking
want
on
them
your door.
ring back?
Well, if she busted me cheating and she said she wanted the divorce, don't want the marriage, then yeah, I'll give me my ring back. No, but if she don't know that I cheated, then she can keep the ring and we just go on with our relationship.
What if y'all break up and it's you wanted to break up but she didn't and she wants to work
Oh
it out?
Lord.
You still gonna take the ring back?
Yes, because obviously I gave the ring to the wrong person.
Oh no.
Yes, because I don't want to be with the person anymore. So I'll be like,
But she wants to and she feels like she made a commitment to you.
yeah, but this is not gonna work out, darling. So we need to give me back my ring.
What about if she said she wanted to work it out? Like, you know what I mean? Let's kind of go over this and let's talk it through, whatever. Maybe we not 100% ready right now.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, all that sounds good. So give me my ring back, and then we'll work it out. And if we able to work it out, I'll give you the ring. But in the meantime, let me hold on to that.
So let me ask you, would she get back the same ring or are you gonna upgrade that ring or give her a nicer ring?
I would tell her that in order to get my ring back.
Oh, so you just
I want my ring. Yes,
Yeah,
I want my
lines.
ring. Yes. I'll do whatever I got to do to get my ring back. And then once I get my ring back, if we were able to work it out, then yeah, I give her the ring and be like, use the one.
Okay. Well, please don't give out no rings then.
You would have to fight me to the nail to get that ring back, Sean.
We go to court.
Sean, did you marry?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I was married.
Okay. Well, all I'm gonna say is this: don't get nobody no rings, right?
That's right. So I give the ring to the one that I'm pretty sure that's who I want to be with. And before I give the ring.
Yeah. Another thing is like, go ahead.
If something happens and she did obviously she did something in order for me to no longer want to be with her. So if I don't want to be with her, then I need that ring back.
But I feel like she could have did something simple and you break up with her. But I mean, I think it kind of just depends on how you break up.
I think the symbolism of that ring, you know what I mean? The rings is like a big, like huge thing for me because it's like, it's not really about that. You understand what I'm saying? The same way it's like, oh, we got to go to the church and it's like, no, it's about what's in your hearts. And as long as communication is key with the two people, it's like, as soon as people bring into like all the extra stuff in it, that's what kind of like I see cause problems for folks. You know what I mean? Rings and when we go have a wedding, you know what I mean? Instead of, is we on the same page? Is we moving it? You know what I mean? We on the same boat or the same ship or whatever. You know what I mean? So it's like the material things is like folks be too focused on. You know what I'm saying? Because you could have a ring that your finger could darn near fall off, right? And if just as man or woman, if such and such they still want to run around, they still gonna run around. You understand what I'm saying? You see what we have with these celebrities? They be running around. You know what I mean, with damn near $1 million rings and they always flossing. And meanwhile on the ranch, they man or they woman running around, you know what I mean, jumping in the bed and this and that, having, you know what I mean, one nights in this with this one, that one, whichever one they can.
Right, like A-Rod. What Jennifer Lopez, what she had like $1 million ring and he still did what he wanted to do, even though he had spent dollars on the ring.
He messed that up with that Southern Charm lady child. She was like,
So with all that being said, see now, so if me and you was to get together, and I'm feeling you, you feeling me, so I don't have to buy you a ring.
I'm not saying that.
We can just go get married.
This is what I'm saying. I've been married before, so it's not really about that. And when you get, you know what I mean, in different stages of your life, depending on, I got married when I was really, really young, and that person, I probably would still be married to them now if they didn't get killed. But that's not a pressing thing for me, because I need to know that me and you is secured before doing it. That'll be the same way, like, oh, we meet and then, oh, we getting together, we get in the house, we doing this, but we ain't got our communication and stuff together. That to me is more important than anything. You understand what I'm saying? I'm just speaking for me. I don't know about other folks, but I live and I learn. You understand what I'm saying? And now, it's like material stuff, that's not it. You know what I mean? Being concerned about them rings and this and all that stuff, that's not it. Y'all need to be on a common ground before anything. Now, if somebody popped up, like, I didn't ask for no ring, the person popped up with a ring, and this is a person we was in a relationship for a very long time, so we had got engaged, and it still wasn't about that for me, because I seen people walking around, my ring, but they man or they woman running around with all these people and people know about it. So it's like, I would rather, you know what I mean? My reputation and how I'm gonna look, you see what I'm saying, in town is more deeper than something that's material. Like that's just me.
Right. So like with that, it's like the person really wants that status more than they actually want that the marriage. Or even
some people try to show face. Those rings is I'm trying to show face. I got my ring. Like, that's just like now. Okay, I was married. Everybody like, oh, in the family, you looking for to get married again, this, that, and third. It's like, I don't feel as though I gotta please none of y'all. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm fine with where I'm at. You know what I mean? Now, if I do get married again, that'll be nice. But I'm not present. That ain't meaning like I don't want to be in no prominent relationship. But it's like, that's not everything, because people doing it just to be saying they did it because other folks did it, and everybody is running around with everybody. And I'm not feeling it.
Yeah, and that's my issue with Brittany. I don't think Brittany truly understands marriage and what it is that she's asking for. She just wants to be a wife, I think. And to have that ring and that status. Because she says and does so many things that I'm like, sweetheart, this is supposed to be your husband. You shouldn't be calling him a bitch as he walk out the door. Just things like that, just because he aggravated you.
Yeah, see that right there. That's what I'm saying with the communication. It's like, no, you know what I mean? Like, I don't feel as though, I don't care what's going on. I don't care what happened. Nobody should be talking to each other crazy. Like, that's not how you communicate with somebody that you want to be with or you want to love. Right. It's like, to have a disagreement, to have exchange of words, it may get heated, but you know what I mean? To be throwing out things where as though you so tempered up that you saying all the wrong things out your mouth. Right. It's like, no. Those type of people, I'll be like, they not ready. And guess what? When they not ready, sooner or later you find out they wasn't ready, because everything just fall apart. You know what I mean? You got some people that want to come around here and cake. They want to be a wife, right? And be a wife and still know that this man got side, or know that this woman got side, and just to be like, well, I got my ring. I'm the wife. I'm the husband. It's like, okay, but why is your wife or your husband running around with such and such?
Okay, Khloe Kardashian, a prime example. Why?
Yes.
At this point, what is the issue? We all see that he will sleep with any and everybody but you. Is he even sleeping with you, sis? But, just wanting these statuses and stuff, I believe. But Shauna got quiet. Come on, Sean. What you got to say?
Oh, I ain't got nothing to say.
Oh, okay.
I answered him because when he asked, you know what I mean? I mean, everybody is different when it comes to different things. That's like, when I decided to call off like the engagement and the whole getting married thing, there was a lot of people that had like an issue because they wanted me to do that just to stay face, to have a ring. And I was like, no, my reputation and my morals and values is number one key before that. Like I said, oh, so y'all want me to marry him? He ain't make none manifest. He's still running around the street. That don't make sense. You understand what I'm saying? Like, that don't make sense. He might just be able to run around the street. You know what I mean? I don't need for you be running around and then you want to be no, because that means that. So what I'm supposed to do? Run around with men? Like no, that's not what I want to do. If that was the case, why would we be working, be doing all of this? You know what I mean? It makes sense. They was like, oh, but he wanted to marry you. I would have got married. No, I'm not getting married. So then what? I could turn around and get a divorce. I'd be damn near ready to kill somebody. That don't make sense.
Yeah, that ain't worth it.
And it's crazy because it's like this particular person, I felt as though was like the only man for me ever. And he messed it up. Yeah. And I'm like, dang, you know what I mean? The only man on the earth. Like I wasn't concerned about looking at nobody else. I want to try and be with nobody or nothing.
But you know, sometimes those can actually turn out to be the greatest loves. The one guy that isn't maybe necessarily good for you, or isn't ready to settle down or whatever. Because I think a lot of us women, we had that one that was like, you know what, I can't be with him, even though things were really great between us.
Right.
For a reason. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we it's funny because he know my whole family. I knew his whole family, so we are still cordial. You understand what I'm saying? I don't do too much trying to communication because he always thinks that, oh, that's a way back. And then, he was a person that always was like, oh, she never going to leave. You know what I mean? It was that type of thing, like, a threatening. And I had to really like, let me just, you know what I mean? Put my foot down and walk away. And then I didn't want to display that for my son. So that's a whole nother thing. When people got children, you got to think about that as well. A lot of people, they don't think about that because what you show them is what they will think is okay. And that's what they will do. Yeah,
you are teaching them ultimately how to be in a toxic relationship at times. And I don't think people always think about that when they.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I had to explain that to my son. Like, it's really not good. The crazy part is that that man, my son only knew his dad and him. My son didn't know about no other man. I never had displayed or even showed any other man I ever went on a date with to my son. So the thing is that like he still is in contact with my son because he always looked out for my son. I don't have a problem with that. I just told him that I'm not interested in entertaining a relationship with him. And it's crazy thing is I still pray for him because I do care about him. I don't want nothing to happen to him, but I can't be with him.
Yeah. I understand that.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Definitely understand it. I know we had a discussion last week, right?
Okay.
We got onto rings. We were saying, would you accept a fake ring from a man as an engagement ring?
That was a promise ring.
Oh, no, we were saying I had said I wouldn't even take a fake engagement ring.
We did talk about that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So are you meaning like fake
cubic zirconium?
Like cubic zirconium, the metal is fake. It's fake gold.
Now, see, I couldn't do fake gold metal only because of the sensitivity I would break out and a reaction. But with the diamonds, I don't know. Because I think they do make some really good, like, I forgot what those type of diamonds are called. But
those amethyst.
Yeah, I think, they're like, they look like diamonds, but they're not.
Yeah, the amethyst, a lot of those do cost like, you know what I mean, a nice amount of money depending on how big you get it. Now with those, I wouldn't mind because like I have a ring that has my birth stones, actually like two of them put together because I just liked the pink. So, and that it's an amethyst, but it is real, but it's not a diamond. You understand what I'm saying? But now you talk about like just something that's just like fake. It's like, no, we ain't finna be doing that.
Well, what I'm saying is if a man, he got on one knee and he presented you with a fake ring.
Oh, you talking about like just like a prop?
Like, no, like he gave it to you. This is your engagement ring. Will you
like
marry
rings from like
a Claire's ring?
Stores, like you know, like the rings you can get out of like Forever 21 type junk, like
or Walmart.
No. Now see, now if brother don't know better, he can get helped out. But I'm not finna be wearing that. I'll just let's get him some help. Let's get somebody to take them and school them, and you know what I mean. Let's do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And another thing is like it's not always about big and it costs this much.
Yeah.
No, because I done seen rings that are really a nice size and they shine, they bling, and they don't cost that much. You know what I mean? That's another thing that folks get all caught up in. Oh, my ring is a half a carat. This is 36. It's like, girl, it don't matter, girl, because if everything ain't together, it don't matter what you wearing on that finger. That's all I'm gonna say. You know what I mean? So don't make a fool out of yourself.
You know, I done seen some big rings or expensive rings, and them things was ugly. I'm like,
Yeah, because sometimes they're just too gaudy when you go too big, you know, and that's I feel the same way. I don't mind the size of the ring, but I don't want anything fake. Like, don't do that, you know.
Yeah.
And especially if you are getting down on your one knee, you know, and you are asking me to share my life with you, and you're going to be my partner, my provider, and you gave me a fake ring, like that's not a good start to all of this.
Yeah, that's why I said, like, you know, a brother or sister. A lot of people, they don't know about jewelry, and then you gotta be real careful with a lot of jewelers and stuff, right? So if that happened and he ain't, you know, because he don't really know or he need to be taught. Some people don't, you know. People like, all right, listen, honey, now we gonna have to do a little better than this, okay? Let mama take you on and let's go on down to Jewelers Road, because that's what the place is here. Or let's go to Unclaimed Diamonds, and you know what I'm saying? Let's get it together. I know you want to surprise me. Even if I would accept, even if a man
say Unclaimed Diamonds, that sounds like a spot I might need to.
Yeah, we got a place here. It's called Unclaimed Diamonds. Yes, it's on Jewelers Road in our center city. Oh yeah, Unclaimed Diamonds is the place that a lot of people bought stuff and they never came back and got it, and you could get it at whatever kind of price or whatever the owing or whatever like that, and they'd be really, really nice rings. Like, that's one thing that I really love about our center city is that particular part with the jewelry is that we still have some people from way back that was, you know, in I guess you like the late 70s, early 80s that started their jewelry business that are still there. So yeah, Unclaimed Diamonds is a big place here, and a lot of people go there because they have all kind of diamonds and from like all over that people may have put money down, they don't come back and get it. So that's what a lot of people go to buy engagement and rings and make out really, really good at an affordable price. And you could also, you know, pay on or do it, you know what I mean? You could put such down and take it with you. All type of different things they work out when it's Valentine's, engagements, weddings, everything. So yeah.
Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very interesting.
Yes,
okay.
You find real nice stuff there. It's a watch place, and then we got this other place in the county called the Norristown. I think it's the Jewelry Outlet Exchange. Everybody really goes there too because they have all kinds of stuff as well. It's like a little mini like warehouse place.
Okay, now Sean, why don't you refresh me on what was your thoughts last week with the whole giving a woman a fake ring for an engagement ring? What were your thoughts last week? I couldn't remember.
I don't recall either. But
you don't recall, huh?
But to Egypt's response. So you would take the ring and then go out and get a new ring?
Once I find out, yeah, like, you know what I mean? I'm not just going to condemn because, you know what I mean? I'm not sure. We find out what happened and then, like, let's rectify the situation. I don't just want to chop bro head off because you never know. Like, somebody sold somebody a fake Rolex before. They didn't know that it was fake, you know what I mean? Until they took it somewhere else because they wanted to get something else done to it. Come to find out, they got it from a jewelry place and it wasn't real because somebody took it there, they got paid for it, they ain't pay attention, you know, and then they fixed it and resold it and didn't know that it was fake, you know, and so it happens, like, you know what I mean? That's even happened with celebrities. I just heard a story that
there was a rapper recently that happened to.
Yeah, Akon gave French Montana a fake Rolex, and French Montana didn't know this fake because it really looked real until he went to go get something put in it, and then it's like, oh, this is not real. So it happens.
Yeah.
I do need to know the story though. Like, you know, bruh, did you know, or you know what I mean? How did this go? Let's talk about it and then let's rectify the situation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So
Yeah, but if I found out he was just being cheap and went and bought me, a $100 ring just
Yeah, we won't even
because,
talk about
yeah, now that's
that.
like, I have
but
a
but
discussion.
he got you that $100 ring because he's saving the rest of the money for the honeymoon,
And I'm like,
for the
sweetheart,
wedding, for the
we
wedding.
can work
The
on we
wedding.
can work on a budget, figure out how to pay for this honeymoon. Get
Uh,
that honeymoon money, and can we go and exchange this?
Yeah,
mhm.
because for real, like, it's no need to present nobody with no fake ring. If you want to have something going on with them, just talk to them about it, even if you don't have the money or the means to get the ring, engagement, whatever. Discuss
Right,
it and then move forward. That's how I feel about it. I don't think that nobody
right.
should go out and buy anybody any fake anything. You know what I mean? Let them know how you feel. Y'all move forward. You know what I mean? Within a
Yeah.
union,
Let them
with
know what the
covenancy.
situation is. Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
Well,
even if you
well,
can't afford to buy me a ring, I can afford to wait for you. But let me
because it's
know
not
that.
about that.
okay,
Like, yeah, that's why I say with
that's
that
only
symbolism.
that
Yeah.
only
What you say?
work if you dealing that only work if you're dealing with someone sane. Now, if you dealing like Ray situation, Ray couldn't
Uh
do that.
huh.
True. That's
Ray
true.
couldn't do that with Brittany. Ray couldn't tell her, "Hey, I can't afford a ring. I want to wait a little bit longer," because Brittany not gonna be willing to wait for no ring.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
well,
she
Brittany,
really
Brittany
ain't.
head
It's
ain't screwed
sad.
on too tight.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So, so what you, yeah. So
Oh,
what
Brittany and
y'all
those
saying is cool,
wigs.
but yeah, but
Ooh,
there's a bunch of
child, yeah.
Britneys out there. There are a bunch of Britneys out there that want that ring and they just can't wait, for you to get your act together.
But then that is the other part where I was saying, like, you're not really ready for that level of commitment.
That's
Yeah,
true.
because I don't
Uh,
think she's ready for marriage, like you were saying. I don't think so. I think it's more
They
of
not. Let me tell you something. I don't think any of them is, and I ain't even gonna lie. I
mhm.
ain't even gonna front. Like, I don't think any of them are, and but they doing this for the show. Some people might be really genuinely, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, we doing this. We gonna take this all the way through to the whatever, whatever. Because that's just like the what's that other show where the people who from the past season be watching the new season people? What's that called?
oh, like when they do like the look back things. I know what you're talking about. I don't know what it's called though. But yeah, but they'll be watching on the screen and they'll,
Right. So it's crazy because these people, whatever, I can't think of that show, but whatever that show is, them people got together, actually stayed together. Now they giving commentary, getting paid to give commentary and watch a new season with people. You understand what I'm saying? It's like them people was genuinely, they connected, you know what I mean, no matter what, and they still rocking. You got the
Mhm.
other ones, it's just like, child, who did this? Is
Yeah,
this for the
like
TV?
whatever.
What is going on?
Uh,
Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
because I think Puppy and Eric might be real. The love Eric had for Puppy, and that Puppy shows that she loved Eric.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
believe that their love is real. I believe that Brittany and Marcelino, I believe theirs is real.
Yeah,
Um,
because obviously Shane and Leslie is not. Because I'm thinking
Lacey.
you
that
said Leslie.
Lacey.
yeah, Lacey, yeah, it's not because Lacey,
Yeah, that's so fake. She
yeah,
has been waiting to drop it low and spread them wide this
uh,
whole season. She's been
Yes, she
looking for
was.
an excuse to do it.
yeah. Because when
Yeah,
you were saying, Egypt was saying about the mental health of the inmates, I wonder, not giving him an excuse or an out for his action, his behavior, but the way that she was acting the whole time, maybe it finally he snapped, and it's because he's only 23, all the pressure
right.
of the other kids
Oh my
get out of
God.
prison, and now
He
his
is a
wife that he thought
baby.
that he loved
Yeah.
tell him that, oh, I'm still sleeping with I want to sleep with the other man. I'm still communicating with the man that I brought in to kick you out the house. So he probably snapped and took it out on
The
the ex,
Oh,
dog.
child.
Yeah.
and then took it out on whoever family member he abused because of
Yeah.
his.
And then it was probably something simple like the dog just walked by not doing anything and he kicked the mess out the dog or something.
Right.
Or I
Yeah,
don't
but
know.
then he killed it though. That's why I'm
Yeah, he
like,
did kill it. So yeah.
So like I said, not to justify it, but it could have been
Yeah.
that all that
yeah,
mental state, broke, and he just bam.
Yeah, and he just snapped and he
Instead of
was
him,
ready to kill somebody, so he killed the dog instead.
yeah.
so
Maybe.
Let
I
me
don't
tell
know.
you something, right? The
Mm,
the main people that I work with, right, at that
mm,
place, men and women, um, the majority of them had mental health issues, right?
Yeah.
And I used to always tell folks, like, no matter how good they look, you know what I mean, you got to be careful because you don't know their background, you don't know what they've been through. And really, before you engage, I used to always tell them, before you engage in any type of anything, relationship, right, you got to understand each other's backgrounds. You know what I mean? The two, it was really, you know, against the rules for any inmates, man and woman, because it was a men and women facility to get together, right? It's called fraternizations. You know what I mean? So some, you know what I mean, you could get violate your parole, different things, because different people that do different crimes, they just shouldn't be friends, you know what I mean, after getting out. So I will always, you know what I mean, because I would tell them, like, you see there, because everything was separated. So you had like 3 mental health floors and then like a regular floor, you know what I mean? And no matter what type of different mental health it was, I used to be like, you got to be careful. A lot of people use those psychotropics, and you never have no idea unless you really sit down and want to hear their story and listen to them to know their mind frame, what happened, why they got there, you know, their upbringing, all that stuff you need to know in order to be able to understand them. Because if not, it's just not going to work.
So, Egypt, let me ask you this, because we have Puppy and Amber on this show together. They're both on parole. They're not really supposed to be fraternizing with each other, right?
Well, excuse me. In different states, is different rules. So I'm not sure like what they think would be. I would probably have to look. But in different states, different rules apply. Here, they don't play that at all. You know what I mean? In with different federal and state cases, and marginally, they really don't want inmates. They don't want inmates being friends like at all. Like, you know they do groups together and stuff like that. They might even work at the same job, but it's like, yeah, that's all the really you need to have going on. You know what I mean? And when they do have relationships, they always make it their business to keep it a secret. But I always tell them, if you go tell somebody, you know they're going to tell. So you got to be careful, because what happens is somebody say something and then they start getting looked at. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, y'all in a relationship, and then it's like, you gotta leave and go somewhere else. They'll send somebody somewhere else. And of course, you know what I mean, you can't stop folks from getting together, but for real, it'd be like for their own good. You know what I mean? Now, I've seen success stories. You know, some people, I don't work there anymore, but some people I had as clients, I am still in contact with them. If there's anything I can help them with, they know I will. You know what I mean? As far as them being out here and then continuing with their freedom and things like that. But then you have some that it just don't be good. It'd be like, you feel really bad. Like, I feel really bad. Like, it's like they always say, don't judge a book by its cover. You never know what's going on. If somebody wasn't taught the proper way, then they not gonna know. You understand what I'm saying? That's just like that boy. He's 23. He basically raised himself in that prison. You understand what I'm saying? Who was there to raise him? But the prison and himself. So those people, you really, and at that young age, they don't have any guidance. It's like, it's not a good idea to too much to engage in a relationship unless you really understand them and willing to go through, you know, all these different humps and hurdles, you know, so they can feel okay. Y'all both can be okay, and then y'all both can be in a productive relationship. I have seen some success stories that came out of the place where I was at, and people there are still together, and I commemorate them for that, because it can be different, you know. Everybody may have fought against them, but it's like when there's real love and real communication, real understanding, it'll work out. And these people, they have stood the test of time. I think collectively everybody got out in 2016, so they're still together. So it's like, you know, I like to see it, you know what I mean? And individual success stories, but everybody is not like that. With a lot of people, they're so used to the structured prison and the structured halfway house that a lot of times they need that even reiterated into society. Before I left, that halfway house, what I told probation and parole is that I would love to see an assisted living place for probation and parole, not places to send them that's going to take their money and take their food stamps and things like that. A place, because a lot of them, they really still need that structure, and they could still live and reiterate and be with their family, but if they know they need help where they're at, they know that they can get it. A lot of times they don't know that, and then they wind up going back in because they was too scared to say something, or they thought that, you know what I mean, just being pushed out, you know what I mean, that they can't get help no more from like probation or parole.
Okay. So kind of like a house like what Brittany was trying to create.
Yeah.
Okay.
Something like that. Here we have some places that was like that, but they weren't doing really too good for these people because all they was doing was taking some of the cash they was getting, taking their food stamps. They wasn't making sure they take their medication. They wasn't making sure they was living a structured lifestyle, and that's really what it was supposed to have been about. So I told them I would love to see that in the future. If there's any way, I always tell people, because they like, oh, you're gonna go back, or you're gonna do this. It's like, I would just like to help facilitate something, you know what I mean, whether it's nonprofit or whatever, for, you know what I mean, because a lot of people, they're not getting the right type of chance, the right type of help. You know what I mean? It's just like, okay, you did your time, get out, bye. You know what I mean? They don't really care about what happens afterwards. It'll be better for them to just do something and go back in, because they look at everybody as a payday. Halfway every week. You know what I mean? One person, you're getting maybe like $12,000 per person. You know what I mean? If you got 300 people, you know what I'm saying? And that's how they looked at it. You had people that work there that is really like don't care about money, but they really want to help people. You got people that's like, oh, we got another $5,000 to get out of such and such. They can stay longer. And that was one of the reasons that I left, because I can't be nowhere just, if you're supposed to be helping these people, help them. You know what I mean? When it all boils down and that blow up, I didn't want my name to be a part of that. So I exit stage left.
Okay. No, I certainly understand that. It almost sounds like, some bad foster care parents, where they just get the kids to collect the check.
Right.
Really trying to help them. So I understand that. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Alrighty, guys. Well, we have been on here for a while today. So we'll go ahead and wrap it up. Any other thoughts about last night's episode?
No, looking forward to next week's.
Yes, and I hope next week is truly the finale, because, like I said, I don't know how. I could have sworn that it was a finale this week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they show how Nicole act the monkey in the car. I'm pretty sure it's towards Deontay, telling him.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. She doesn't treat Tia like that. She's scared. Too scared to treat her like that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And they can get mad at him all he want. It's an open park, and it was free. So, and I'm pretty sure the producers told him exactly where it was.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, because he knew some kind of way.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll get to see the shenanigans from that wedding next week, and I guess Stan is making another appearance.
Stan is. And then, boys, finally, he's going to propose to his pregnant wife soon to be ex-baby mama.
That couple there.
Lord.
Somebody that needs to crash a wedding? Let's have Kelly and those kids show up and crash Sarah and Sean's wedding. That's the wedding crashers I want to see. Show up with all 6 of those babies. Like, Sean, I'm bitter. Okay, here you go. Leave the kids with them too at their wedding. That's what I would say.
That would be funny.
Yes.
I would hope if he had a wedding, though, he'll include his kids. Hopefully, somehow.
Now it'd be too long.
Yeah.
All the kids trying to walk down the aisle would take too long, Sean?
Yeah, too long. Yeah. All 8 kids, that's a long way.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot of kids, but yeah, Rashawn, he's got to do something about this. He can't just keep procreating like this.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's okay. I don't know. It's a little too much for me, for my liking. But yeah, so I want to thank everybody for watching, and thank you for coming up and talking to us, Egypt. We had a lot of
Yes, no
with you.
problem. I nice to meet you, Reese and Sean. It
Nice
was
to meet you
Same
too.
here. Same here.
guys. Yes, and I will be back to watch y'all next week.
Absolutely.
So
Definitely come
Yes, I'm
back
looking forward
anytime.
to it. Yeah, and I'm going to do the I'm gonna do the postings because I know I did post on my WordPress and one of my Facebooks, and so I'm gonna do it on my IG. I usually could do that like in like one click from my laptop, but I've been having some issues. But I will repost it because I know a lot of people, like every time I turn around, somebody like, oh, you watch Love at the Lockup? Like, oh, you need to watch Nene Ashley when they do the recap and the review, okay? Yes, honey.
Definitely. We appreciate it. We appreciate it. We appreciate you
Yes.
coming and sharing us. We really do. And we appreciate your opinions. And you helped educate us, especially with the whole thing with
that
John and the
Indian
Indian
ceremony.
stuff,
Yeah.
'cause we really didn't know. We weren't trying to be offensive, but we
Yeah,
didn't.
no, no problem. A lot of people don't know about that, and I mean, recently I found out some things as far as that with the Indian culture, because I know a person recently that like their whole family is a part of a tribe, but they didn't grow up in the tribe.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we all can like have a whole different conversation about this, but real quick, so they was like, yeah, I'm getting a name change and I'm gonna be able to get a certain amount of money a month. I was like, wait, what? You know what I mean? I was kind of thrown for a loop because just what I was saying, like in different tribes, it'd be different things going on. The same way in different cultures in different countries. Here is different from if you go to India, Morocco, Pakistan. You understand what I'm saying? Like Americanized and how they do stuff here and opposed to how they be doing stuff in the other countries is different. This actually that I'm talking about is taking place in California. I had no idea that in tribes they're able to get like a certain amount of money, you know, the name change thing, and especially if you wasn't like in it from a child and then you know but your family was, and then you can get sworn in. I was totally taken for a loop, but I am learning more from this person, so this is definitely something if y'all wanted to talk about in the future, you know what I mean, we could converse about it because I am learning more like kind of about that, and it is real different. And in some tribes, Reese, it is secretive. Those names and stuff, yeah, because sometimes a person can get their name changed for some different type of circumstances. You understand what I'm saying? Like they might have been such and such, and they did X, Y, and Z, and now they need to be this person, so don't nobody, you know what I mean, so they could kind of fly straight and don't have to worry about the background of their first and last name and social and all that stuff that they had when they was doing whatever they handle business. Yeah, they do that for that as well because they protect their own people. That's one thing about them. They do protect their own people.
Yeah, so, I have heard that they are definitely very protective of their own.
Yeah, they will hide their people from the law. Like, you know what I mean? And in certain places and certain grounds, in tribes, lands, the law is not even permitted to enter onto lands and reservations and things because of a lot of different things. So it's a lot of different secret tribes and cultures and traditions and everything that go on with that. Yeah, it's a lot. Yeah. So y'all enjoy the rest of y'all Saturday though, okay? This was fun. I really enjoyed it and I appreciated it. And I will see y'all next week. I'm about to indulge into, I think I want to watch Alicia Keys on Drink Champs. So I think I'm gonna check that out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. She was on Drink Champs and she talks about the infamous when Lil Mama ran up on the stage and what happened.
Oh yeah, I think I said something about that.
So y'all might want to check it out.
I was like, when they finished singing and they like, everybody clapping, I'm like, what is Lil Mama doing up there? Like, what is that? Like,
well, I'm gonna just tell you this tad bit. Jay-Z was mad as hell. Of course, Alicia Keys was so
see it on his face
in the moment, and she didn't even realize that Lil Mama had got on the stage. So that's all I'm gonna say. I'll see y'all later.
All right. Bye, Joe.
Bye.
Okay, so I'm going to end it, guys. Thank you for watching us. Catch us again next Saturday for the finale. Alrighty, and until next time, friends. Bye.